Are you able to hear me?
Yes, you're audible, Mama. Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So let me know when to begin, okay? Uh,
A very happy
Actually,
birthday to all of you from Vegan Fest India. We're about to start with our first session, yoga and meditation with Ms. Sulbha Dikshit from Bihar School of Yoga. And it's going to be a beautiful, peaceful start to a lovely day. Over to you, Mama.
namaste everyone. Let me know when to begin, Diksha.
Please begin. Yes.
Shall we?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, let's.
एक व्यूअर के इंस्टाग्राम पे जॉब आपको तक इंफॉर्मेशन दे सकते हैं
Namaste everyone. I hope you are able to hear me clearly. Those of you who are practicing with me, please. Yes. So, those of you who are joining me for yoga, please sit on your yoga mat. Sit with your back straight. Relax your shoulders.
यूट्यूब और फेसबुक चेक
You can cross your legs. Not everyone is able to sit in Padmasana. If you're able to sit in Padmasana the way I'm sitting, then one foot on your thigh and the other foot on your other thigh. But this is just one of the postures you can sit in. Otherwise, you can just cross your legs. The most important thing is that your back should be straight. Close your eyes and put your hands in Chin Mudra. For Chin Mudra, you have to put your index finger at the base of your thumb and then put your hands on your knees like this. And then close your eyes gently.
फुल स्क्रीन
Make yourself very still. In order to still your mind, the first step is to still your body. So try to minimize any oscillation there might be. Let there be no movement back and forth or side to side. Be aware of your body. You're going to start a session of yoga. You're going to experience yoga practiced in the Bihar School of Yoga style. As you might be familiar, there are many, many styles of yoga. And today, we are going to practice what is called Satyananda Yoga or the Bihar Yoga Paddhati. Your eyes are closed, but keep your ears open. Apart from my voice, coming all the way from Bhopal, what else do you hear? Be aware of the wide variety of sounds coming from the space around you.
ओके
Move your awareness like a radar beam, bouncing from one sound to the other. Keep listening and do not stay with any sound for too long. Keep moving. Become aware of the various levels and the various layers of sound around you. Sounds from the distance. Sounds from the road. Sounds from other parts of the building. Sounds from other rooms in your home. Keep listening. And according to where you are placed in the world, you will be listening to different types of sounds. Some man-made sounds and some sounds of nature. Keep listening. Now bring your awareness back to your body. Become aware of how you are sitting, how your legs are crossed, how your hands are in Chin Mudra, elbows bent, spine straight but shoulders relaxed. You can lift your shoulders and roll them back a little. Keep your eyes gently closed and smiling. And now, become aware of your breath. Just focus on the inflow and outflow of natural breath. This breath is very, very important, the basis of our life. And also, it is the Prana Shakti that makes the world go round, that makes the river flow, the flowers bloom, the birds fly, and the seasons turn. The same prana or life force is in our breath. Welcome the incoming breath and bid farewell to the outgoing breath. Just watch your breath. The incoming breath is a new opportunity to improve ourselves. And that will be our contribution to the world. And the outgoing breath is gratitude for all that we have. On this auspicious day, as we celebrate Earth Day, feel gratitude. Feel gratitude for everything that is good, for the air that we breathe, for the water that we drink, for this life that we have, and this opportunity to change our ways, to heal ourselves, and in this process to contribute to the healing of the earth. And now, we will make this breath long. You're going to practice yogic breathing with me. And as we all know, it's very, very important to breathe to our fullest capacity. Yogic breathing will help you to utilize your lung capacity to its fullest. So, as we all know, when we breathe, it goes into our lungs. And when we breathe out, the air goes out through our nostrils and our lungs empty out. We will make this process more effective. So for yogic breathing, you have to imagine that when you breathe in, the air is first filling up your stomach and your stomach is expanding. Then your chest is getting filled up and your chest is expanding. And then your shoulders are getting filled up and rising up. Okay? And when you have to exhale, imagine that the shoulders are emptying out, then the chest, and then the stomach. So you see, in actual fact, you will be only filling your lungs. But when you imagine that the stomach is filling up, then the chest, and then the shoulders, and while breathing out, first the shoulders emptying out, then the chest, and then the stomach, then your breathing will be more effective and you will be utilizing your lung capacity to its fullest. Okay? So slowly start breathing in Fill up your stomach, chest, and shoulders. When you breathe out, empty out your shoulders, chest, and stomach. Okay? Slowly breathe in and breathe out. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now, when you chant Om with me, we will begin our session. So, in order to say Om, you will breathe in this manner, filling up your abdomen, chest, and shoulders. When you're breathing out, you will make a long sound of Om. You will imagine that the sound of Om is rising from your navel, going up, 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 going round and round inside your head. And as you close your mouth to hum, you will feel the vibrations in your forehead and in your nasal passage. Okay? So as you chant Om with me, think that you are dissolving into the shape and sound of Om. Chanting Om is a very good way to start a session of yoga because it helps us to focus and to be in the present. So get ready. Remember to breathe in deeply, and as you breathe out, for half your breath, say O, and for half your breath, close your mouth and hum. Feel the vibrations in your head and in the rest of your body. Okay? So now, all of you will keep yourself on mute and chant Om with me 3 times, followed by a small Shanti Pat. Take a deep breath in. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. This small prayer was for the teacher and the student. May we learn together, grow together. May God keep us safe. May there not be any animosity between us. So this is a prayer that we always do before a class. So now we are ready to begin. Rub your palms together. Make them hot. And place your hot palms over your closed eyes. Feel your eyes relaxing. Feel your forehead relaxing. Blink your eyes many times. Pat your face. Put your hands on your neck. Feel your neck and shoulders relaxing. And move your hands over your knees a few times. Imagine golden rays emanating from your palms, entering your knees, healing them. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now we are ready to begin. Straighten your legs in front of you. We are going to do a very simple process where you have to remember 3 things. Focus on the part of the body that you're going to move. Whatever simple movements we do, do it with maximum effort and try to combine breath with the movement. Okay? I'll be telling you when to breathe in and when to breathe out. A simple rule of breath is to breathe out when you're squeezing any part of your body and to breathe in when you're stretching any part of your body. Another simple rule is to breathe out when you're bending forward and to breathe in when you are coming up or moving up. Okay? So make sure that you're sitting on your sitting bones. Feel those bones under you. Your legs should be straight. Put your hands behind you like this to give your back support. Okay, now focus on your toes. We are going to do a process which is called Pavanmuktasan Series Part 1. It is a way of warming up, but not just warming up. It's like a meditation in motion. By the end of this process, you will feel as if you have had a total body massage. Each and every joint of your body will be massaged. Okay? So now, pull your toes towards yourself. As you do this, you can feel your calf muscles. Now focus on your toes, and without moving your ankles, you have to squeeze your toes. Squeeze them as much as possible, and then spread them wide. As you squeeze your toes, you have to breathe out. As you stretch them, you have to breathe in. Okay? So 3, squeeze your toes, breathe out. Om, stretch your toes, breathe in. Okay, no ankle movement, only your toes. 4, squeeze, Om, stretch. 5, squeeze, Om, stretch. 6, Om. 7, Om. 8, Om. 9, Om. 10, Om. Relax. Just let your feet drop. Close your eyes and feel how the simple movement has affected you. Now, put your feet together and focus on your ankles. As you breathe out, point your toes forward as if trying to touch the floor in front of you. Now, pull towards yourself as if trying to touch your shin. Okay? Breathe out, point your toes forward, breathe in, pull your toes towards yourself. 3, Om. 4, Om. 5, Om. 6, Om. 7, Om. Breathe out, breathe in. 9, Om. 10, Om. And relax. Now, fold your right leg over your left thigh. One hand on your knee, with the other hand hold your toes. Now start moving your ankle clockwise. 3, Om. 4, Om. 5, Om. Reverse. 1, Om. 2, Om. 3, Om. 4, Om. 5, Om. Straighten your right leg. The same movement with your left ankle. Start moving your ankle clockwise. Move it 5 times and then reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Straighten your left leg. Sit in the base position once more. And now we will rotate our ankles together. Take both your feet to the right. Pull towards yourself. Take your feet to the left and point them forward. Continue to move like this. You can breathe in when you pull your toes towards yourself and breathe out when you point them forward. Now move them anti-clockwise. Remember, do it with maximum effort and total focus on the ankles that you are moving. Hari Om Tat Sat. Drop your feet like this and relax. Close your eyes. How have these movements affected your ankles? Breathe in Om and breathe out Om. Now, Raise your right leg, interlock your fingers and place them under your right knee. Bring your knee close to your chest and straighten. As you bring your knee close, breathe out. As you straighten your leg, breathe in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your leg down. Now focus on your left knee. Bring it close and straighten. Breathe out, breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your left leg down. Now clasp your right thigh. Focus on your right knee and start making circles in the air, clockwise. And focus should be on the knee, right knee. Now move your feet anti-clockwise. Your right foot anti-clockwise. You're making anti-clockwise circles and your focus is on your right knee. Now bring your right foot down and straighten it. Sit in the base position and feel the difference between your right knee and your left knee. Breathe in Om and breathe out Om. Now clasp your left thigh like so. Focus on your left knee and start making circles in the air with your left foot. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reverse. Count mentally and be aware of how this anti-clockwise movement is affecting your left knee. Now straighten your left leg and fold your right leg over your left thigh once more. Focus on the right thigh joint now. Lift your right knee up, bring it down. Breathe in as you lift your knee up, breathe out as you bring it down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straighten your right leg. Focus on your left thigh joint now. Breathe in, take your knee up, breathe out, bring it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Straighten your left leg. Now fold your right leg over your left thigh and start making circles in the air with your right knee. Do it a few times clockwise and a few times anti-clockwise. This is a very effective movement for removing the stiffness in your thigh joints. Hari Om Tat Sat. Straighten your right leg and now fold your left leg over your right thigh. Start making a clockwise circle with your left knee. Feel how this affects your left thigh joint. And now reverse. Make a reverse circle. Hari Om Tat Sat. Straighten your left leg now. And now join the soles of your feet together. Hold your toes. Bring your heels close to your body. Make sure you're not sitting on your tailbone, but on your sitting bones. You can feel those two bones as you adjust yourself. In order to feel your sitting bones, you can lift One side up and come down. The other side up and down. Now, bring your heels as close to your body as possible, and then raise your knees up and bring them down. Make sure your spine is absolutely straight. Knees up and down. 3 up, down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, keep your spine pulled up as if somebody is pulling you up from the top of your head. Okay? And keep pushing your knees down, down, down like this. The focus should be on the downward movement. Imagine that there are 2 small springs under your knees, which you're pushing down. The upward movement is happening on its own. Close your eyes and continue this movement. Down, down, down. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Feel your thigh joints loosening up. This simple asana is very important for all people who aspire to practice yogasanas. And the movements that we are practicing, although very simple, have a lot of value. They remove stiffness from all the joints, and they help in the flow of prana and the circulation of blood throughout the body, removing stiffness and the deposits of uric acid that cause pain and discomfort in our body. Continue to breathe normally as you do the Titli Asana. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now, straighten your legs in front of you and once more sit in the base position. This is the base position of the Pavan Muktasana Part 1 series that we are practicing of Bihar Yog Padvati. Keep your eyes closed and be aware of all the sensations that you feel. Feel your toes, ankles, knees, and thigh joints, each of which you have moved and rotated. Breathe in Om and breathe out Om as you observe both your legs. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now, straighten your hands in front of you and focus on your fingers. As you breathe out, make a tight fist and make it tighter, tighter, tighter. Breathe in and spread your fingers wider, wider, wider. Breathe out and squeeze. Breathe in and stretch. 3, breathe out. Om, breathe in. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Breathe in Om and breathe out. Now, straighten your hands once more and focus on your wrists. Point your fingers down and then point them up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Breathe in Om, breathe out Om. Put your hands in front once more and make tight fists with the thumb inside. Keep both your fists together. And now start moving your fists clockwise. Make sure to move only your wrists and not your whole hand. Move your fists clockwise a few times and anti-clockwise a few times. Do it with absolute body awareness and breath awareness. Hari Om Tat Sat. Relax. Close your eyes, breathe in Om and breathe out Om. Straighten your hands in front of you and focus on your elbows now. As you breathe out, touch your shoulders. As you breathe in, straighten your hands. 2, 3, breathe out, breathe in. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take your hands sideways. we can do Bhastrika with it. Bhastrika is forcefully breathing out and forcefully breathing in. Don't do it if you have high BP or hypertension. Okay, you can breathe normally if you have any blood pressure issues. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Out and in. Out and in. Now take your hands up. As you breathe out, touch your shoulders. As you breathe in, take your hands up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax. Become aware of how you are feeling. Breathe in Om and breathe out Om. Now, another movement for the shoulders. It is called Skandha Chakrasana. For that, you have to keep your hands on your shoulders. Put your hands on your shoulders like this. And then, as you breathe out, join your elbows in front. Take them down. Take them back. And then bring them up towards the ceiling. Okay, continue this movement. And as you do this, make sure your chin remains parallel to the floor. All of you who are working in front of the screen for long, remember to do this whenever you start feeling tension in your neck and in your shoulders. Okay, now we will move it in the other direction. Join your elbows in front, take them up towards the ceiling and then back and down. Every time, remember to take your elbows up to the ceiling and try to avoid bringing your chin down. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Breathe in as you take your elbows up. Breathe out as you bring your elbows down. Do it with body awareness, muscle awareness, and breath awareness. Skandha Chakras. Relax. Close your eyes. Become aware of how your body has responded to the movement you have just practiced. The sensations that you feel are indicators of the flow of prana in your body. Breathe in Om and breathe out Om. Now we come to the neck. We will do these movements very, very gently. Okay? The neck is the most important joint of your whole body. So as we breathe out, tip your chin to your chest. As you breathe in, take your head gently back. Feel your throat stretching and your neck squeezing at the back. As you breathe out, gently bring your chin to your chest. As you breathe in, take your head back and let it hang loose at the back. Breathe out, chin to the chest. Breathe in, take your head to the back and stay there. Very gently bring your head to the center. Now, before we do the other movements, I'd like you to do a breath which is called the Ujjayi breath. Okay, close your eyes and imagine that there's a hole in your throat through which you breathe in and through which you breathe out. You have to make a slight sound. Okay, when you squeeze your throat and breathe in, it'll make a sound like a snoring of a little baby. Not very loud at all. You should be able to hear it. Okay, breathe out through the same imaginary hole in your throat. In, out, inhale, exhale. Okay, so this is the Ujjayi breath, also a part of the Ujjayi pranayama. It's a very healing breath. It calms you down, soothes the nerves, and when you combine it with the movements that we have just practiced, it helps to heal our body and to remove pain and stiffness. It is also very good for regulating the thyroid function. Okay, so the other neck movements that we will do, we will combine the Ujjayi breath with those movements. Okay, so now Breathe out through that imaginary hole in your throat and bring your right ear to the right shoulder. Feel how one side of the neck is stretching, the other side is squeezing. Breathe in and bring your head up. Breathe out. Take your left ear to the left shoulder. Feel the right side of your neck stretching, the left side squeezing. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out, right. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, left. Breathe in, center. Continue. Now, the next movement. Breathe out and take your chin parallel to your right shoulder. Breathe in, bring your head to the center. Breathe out, take your chin parallel to the left shoulder. Breathe in, come to the center. Breathe out, right. Breathe in, center. Breathe out, left. Breathe in, center. Right, center, left, center. And now we will do rotation. If you have vertigo, don't do it. If you get dizzy very easily, keep your eyes open. And if you have severe cervical issues, don't do it. You can do it mentally. Okay? So if you do not have any cervical issues or vertigo, do this rotation with me. As you breathe out, dip your chin forward, then start moving your head clockwise. When you're taking your head back, you have to breathe in, and we are making the forward semicircle. You breathe out. Do it with absolute muscle awareness. And the Ujjayi breath. 3 times anti-clockwise. Keep your chin in the chin lock position for a while. Chin to your chest. And then as you breathe in, take your head up. Sit with eyes closed. You have practiced a series of movements called the Pavanmuktasan Part 1 series. Very simple, but when you combine it with breath and focus, it becomes a very powerful practice which removes stiffness from our joints and also generates prana. Feel how the blood circulation has been affected and also the circulation of prana. We cannot see prana, but we can visualize it in the form of golden light. Imagine that your toes are glowing golden. Your ankles are glowing golden. Your knees are glowing golden. Your thigh joints are glowing golden. Your fingers are golden. Wrists glowing golden. Elbows golden. Shoulders golden. Neck golden. Imagine that you're a black and white picture. And only these joints are glowing golden, the joints that you have moved and rotated. And let this golden light in your toes spread into the soles of your feet and your heels. The golden light in your ankles, let it spread into your calf muscles and shin. The golden light in your knees, let it spread into your thighs. The golden light in your thigh joints, let it spread into your groin and your buttocks, your lower abdomen, your navel, your chest, the right side of your back, the left side of your back, your vertebral column from the tailbone to the neck, neck to the tailbone, golden. Your chest is filled with golden light. See this golden light in your fingers. Let the golden light of your fingers spread into your palms. The golden light of your wrists, let it spread into your lower arms. The golden light of your elbows, Let it spread in your upper arms, the golden light of your shoulders. Let it spread into the back of your head. Reach the top of your head. Move inside your head. Imagine that your head is empty inside, filled with golden light. See this golden glow in your forehead, in your eyes, nose, right cheek, left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, chin, right ear, left ear. Your whole face is glowing golden. Feel this golden light in your throat and neck. From the tips of your toes to the top of your head. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Feel your body glowing golden. As you breathe in, your golden body expands. And as you breathe out, your golden body relaxes. Hari Om Tat Sat. Rub your palms together once more. Make your palms hot. And make a cup of your hot palms and place them over your closed eyes. Feel your eyes and your forehead relaxing. Blink your eyes many times. Pat your face. And put your hands in thumbs up position and straighten them at shoulder level. We are going to do some eye movements. If you practice these eye movements every day, your eyes will always remain healthy. Especially these days when we have a lot of screen time. Remember to blink often. Remember to do palming often. Okay? Making your palms hot and then placing them over your eyes and letting your eyes and forehead relax. And the movements that we are going to practice now, try to do them daily for the health of your eyes. Okay? Try not to move your neck at all. Only your eyes will be moving. Look at your right hand thumbnail, eyebrow center. Left hand thumbnail, eyebrow center. Right, center, left, center. 3 right, Om center. 3 left, Om center. 4 Om, 4 Om, 5 Om, 5 Om, 6 Om, 6 Om, 7 Om, 7 Om, 8 Om, 8 Om, 9 Om, 9 Om, 10 Om, 10 Om. Close your eyes, bring your hands down. Now, raise your right hand up. Without moving your neck, look at your right hand. Look diagonally down at the left hand. Breathe in as you look up, breathe out as you look down. 3, look up, Om, look down. 4 Om, 5 Om, 6 Om, 7 Om, 8 Om, 9 Om, 10 Om. Close your eyes, right hand down. Lift your left hand up without moving your neck. Open your eyes and look at your left hand thumbnail. Without moving your neck, look at your right hand thumbnail. Breathe in as you look up, breathe out as you look down. 3 Om, 4 Om, 5 Om, 6 Om, 7 Om, 8 Om, 9 Om, 10 Om. Close your eyes, left hand down. Straighten your right hand in front of you. Look at the right hand thumbnail and without moving your chin, watch the thumbnail moving clockwise. Just follow the movement of your thumbnail with your eyes. 5 Om, 6 Om, 7 Om, 8 Om, 9 Om, 10 Om. Close your eyes. Straighten your left hand in front of you. Look at the left hand thumbnail and start moving it anti-clockwise. Remember not to move your head or chin at all. Only your eyes. 5 Om, 6 Om, 7 Om, 8 Om, 9 Om, 10 Om. Close your eyes. Straighten your legs in front of you and place your hands in the thumbs up position on your knees. Open your eyes to watch the right hand thumbnail go up Watch it coming down. Breathe in as you watch the thumbnail going up and down. Right hand up and down. Left hand up and down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 7, 8, 9, 10, Close your eyes. Now straighten your right hand in front of you. Look at the thumbnail. Bring it close to your nose tip and straighten. 2, 3, 4, 5, Bring your hand down. Straighten your left hand in front of you. Look at the left hand thumbnail. Bring it close and straighten. 2, 3, 4, 5, Close your eyes and become aware of how you are feeling. Now put your right hand in the thumbs up position close to your face. Open your eyes to look at the thumbnail. Now don't move your chin at all. Just raise your eyes to look at a point in the distant wall. Look down at the thumbnail, up at the same distant point. 3, look down, look up. 4, look down, look up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Close your eyes. Once more, rub your palms together, make them hot, and give your eyes the benefit of palming. Relax your eyes, relax your face, pat your face, put your hands on your neck, feel golden light emanating from your palms, entering your neck, spreading into your shoulders and relaxing them. Move your hands over your knees, clockwise a few times, anti-clockwise a few times. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now stand up in your place and we will do one balancing asana. Okay? You have to focus your gaze at a point in the opposite direction. Raise your left leg and stand on your right leg for a while. Now, hold your left ankle and place it against your right thigh joint. Make sure that your left knee is pointing to the left. Now, bring your hands in the Namaskar position near your heart and keep gazing at the point that you have chosen. Breathe normally. Bring your hands up and then bring your hands down and also your leg down. Now we will stand on the left leg. Raise your right leg. Keep staring at the point that you have chosen. And then hold your right ankle. Place it against your left thigh joint. Make sure your right knee is towards the right, not forward. Okay? Bring your hands to your chest. Keep staring at the point that you have chosen. Don't close your eyes, otherwise you will lose your balance. This balancing asana is very, very important for establishing balance in our body and in our mind. Breathe normally. Raise your hands up in Vrikshasana and bring your hands down. So this was Ek Pad Namaskar Asana that you have practiced. And now let's do some stretches. Interlock your fingers, place them on your head, stand on your toes, stretch up, 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 up. And then come down. Feel your spine like a golden elastic rod, which is stretching as you stand on your toes like a ballerina. Breathe out and come down. Breathe in as you stretch up, up, up. Feel that vertical stretch of your spine. Breathe out as you come down. Breathe in and up. Breathe out and down. Go up. Feel your spine stretching up. Breathe out and come down. One more time. Go up as you breathe in. Stay there for some time. Breathe out, come down. Now, spread your legs away from each other and straighten your hands up above your head. Now, as you breathe out, bend to your right. Make sure to bend from waist upwards and keep your head between your upper arms. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out and bend to your left. Breathe in and come up. Feel what this simple movement is doing to your spine. Breathe out right. Breathe in center. Breathe out left. Breathe in center. Breathe out and bend. Breathe in and come up. Breathe out and bend to the other side. Breathe in and come up. You are doing Tiryak Tadasana. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now bring your hands to shoulder level. As you breathe out, turn to the right. Look over your right shoulder at your left heel. Feel how your spine is twisting. Breathe in, come to the center. Turn to the left as you breathe out. Look over your left shoulder at your right heel. Breathe in, come to the center. Turn to the right. Press your left heel on the floor. Feel the twist of your spine. Breathe in, come to the center. Breathe out, turn to the left. Look over your left shoulder at your right heel. Keep pressing your right heel down on the yoga mat. Breathe in, come to the center. Continuously be aware of your spine as you do these movements with me. Breathe out, breathe in. Turn to the right as you breathe out. Breathe in, come to the center. Breathe out, breathe in. Right, center, left, center. Right, center, left, center. Bring your hands down. So these three stretches, the vertical stretch, Tadasana, then the side to side bend, Tiryak Tadasana, and the back and forth movement, Kati Chakrasana. These three stretches are very important. Try to do them every day in the morning after drinking 2 glasses of water. It will help you to flush your system clean and also keep your spine in good, healthy condition. If you're working on the desk for a long time and you feel some strain in your neck and back, you can stand up and do these stretches near your desk any time of the day. Otherwise, yoga is practiced best on an empty stomach. Okay, so these 3 stretches. Now let us do a round of Surya Namaskar. We have half an hour more. So we will do Surya Namaskar, which is an energizing sequence. We will do 1 round very slowly because there must be a mixed group of practitioners. I'm not sure which level you are at. So whatever we practiced so far, even if you had no yogic experience, you could have done that. Now, Surya Namaskar is a practice which is like energizing our body. And it is also known as sun salutation. It has got 12 steps, which has got 7 asanas, 5 of which are repeated. Okay? So 12 steps in the first half, 12 steps in the second half. Together, it makes 1 half. So different teachers will be doing it in a different way. Now you're going to do it in the Bihar School of Yoga way. Okay? So stand on the beginning of your mat. Put your hands together in Namaskar. And imagine that you're standing in front of the rising sun. This space behind your closed eyes is called the Chidakash in yogic language. In this space, see the sun rising, its golden light falling on you, entering you through each and every pore of your skin, illuminating each and every organ of your body. You are going to recharge the batteries of your body and mind with the practice of Surya Namaskar. We will try to do 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar today. The first is Namaskarasana or Sthit Pratnasana, in which you're already standing. Make sure you're standing at the beginning of your mat, because during the practice, your body will go back. Okay? So take a deep breath in and breathe out. This is Namaskarasana. Breathe in, take your hands back. Hastattanasana. Breathe out, bend forward. Do not bend your knees and try to bring your hands down as much as possible. Take your right leg back now and do the Ashwa Sanchalanasana. Look up. Feel the stretch in your right side. Now, take your left leg back near your right leg and push your hips up. Make sure your heels are down on the floor. Push your chest towards your knees and keep your head between your upper arms. Now slide forward and get into the sixth position, Ashtanga Namaskar Asana. Now point your toes outwards and go up. Lift your torso up in Bhujangasana. Breathe out and become a mountain once more. Breathe in and bring your left leg forward and place it between your hands. Look up. Ashwa Sanchalanasana. In the first half, your right leg remains back. Now, bring your right leg forward near your left foot and down as much as your body allows you. This is Padhastasana. Breathe in and take your hands back once more. Hastattanasana. Breathe out and come back in the position of Namaskar. Now, we will do the second half of the first round. Focus on the left side of your body. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. This is the first step. 2, breathe in and raise your hands up. Hastattanasana. 3, breathe out and touch your toes. Hastapadasana. 4, breathe in, take your left leg back and look up. Ashwa Sanchalan Asana. 5, breathe out and become a mountain or a downward facing dog. Now move forward, bring your knees, chest and chin down on the floor in the sixth position. This is called the Ashtanga Namaskar Asana. Now breathe in and raise your torso up in Bhujangasana or the Cobra pose. Breathe out and become a mountain once more. Breathe in, bring your right leg forward and do the Ashwa Sanchalanasana. Feel the stretch in the left side of your body. Breathe out, bring your left foot near your right foot. Go down as much as you can. Breathe in, raise your hands up in Hastattanasana. Breathe out, hands in Namaskara. So this was one round. Okay? If you do not have any back issues or knee problems, you can do 2 more rounds with me. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar is enough to make you experience the benefits of this beautiful, energizing sequence. Let us do it with the mantras. Okay, remember that Surya Namaskar is more a spiritual practice than a physical practice. So, apart from the benefits of the body, it energizes you, energizes your body and mind. We will now do this round with mantras. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Om Mitraya Namaha. 2, breathe in. Om Ravye Namaha. 3, breathe out. Om Suryaya Namaha. 4, breathe in. Take the right leg back and look up. Om Bhanve Namaha. 5, breathe out. Om Khagaya Namaha. 6, hold your breath. Om Pushne Namaha. 7, breathe in. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. 8, breathe out. Om Mariche Namaha. 9, breathe in, bring your left leg forward. Somebody, please switch off your, please mute yourself. There's somebody who's making a lot of noise and I'm wearing earphones, so it is hurting my ears. Please be on mute if you want to ask me something, you can say whatever you want to say after this asana. Okay? So you're doing Ashwa Sanchalan asana. Now, bring your right leg forward and go down in Hastottan asana. Breathe in. Take your hands up and breathe out. Come back to the starting position. Now we will do the second half. I will try saying the mantra this because in the first half we got disturbed by some clatter and clang which was going on in somebody's room. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Om Mitraయ Namaha. 2 in. Om Ravye Namaha. 3 out. Om Suryaya Namaha. 4 in. Left leg back. Om Bhagye Namaha. 5 out. Om Khagaya Namaha. 6 hold. Om Pushne Namaha. 7 in. Om Hiranyagarbhaya Namaha. 8 out. Om Mariche Namaha. 9 in. Right leg forward. Om Adityaya Namaha. 10 out. Om Savitra Namaha. 11 in. Om Arkaya Namaha. 12 out. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. Now the final round. The last round. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. 1, 2, breathe in. 3, breathe out and touch your toes. 4, breathe in. Take the right leg back and look up. Feel the stretch in the right side of your body. 5, breathe out and become a mountain. Bring your heels down, your chest towards your knees, your head between your upper arms. Glide forward, bring your knees, chest and chin down on the floor in the 6th position. 7, breathe in and take your torso up. 8, breathe out and become a mountain once more. 9, breathe in and bring your left leg forward so that the right remains back. Look up. 10, breathe out and bring your right foot near your left. Go down. Hastpadasana. Breathe in. This is the 11th position. Breathe out. 12. Now the second half. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. 1, 2, breathe in. 3, breathe out. 4, breathe in. Take the left leg back and look up. 5, breathe out. Become a mountain. 6, hold your breath and come into Ashtanga Namaskaras. 7, breathe in and come up. 8, breathe out and become a mountain again. 9, breathe in, bring your right leg forward and look up. Feel the stretch in the left side of your body. 10, breathe out, touch the ground. 11, breathe in, take your hands up. 12, breathe out. Stand with your eyes closed and become aware of how you are feeling. 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar. Forward bending, backward bending, and stretching. Become aware of how you are feeling. And now, gently lie down on your left side. Lie down on your yoga mat on your left side and then roll over on your back. And now, fold your knees and straighten your legs up like this. Interlock your fingers and place them behind your knees. Stay in this simple inverted position. Your legs are up and your body is down. Become aware of your whole body. How are you feeling? Feel your toes. Feel the soles of your feet, heels, ankles, calf muscles, shin, knees, thighs, thigh joints, groin, buttocks, lower abdomen, lower back, waist, right side of your back, left side of your back, vertebral column from the tailbone to the neck, neck to the tailbone. Feel your shoulders, feel your chest, right arm, right hand, left hand. Feel your back of the head, your face calm and serene, throat, chest, your whole body. Your legs are up and your torso is down. The blood is flowing towards your abdomen, heart, throat, and face. Now, in this position, squeeze the muscles of your pelvic floor. And remember that as you do this squeezing action, it should not reflect on your face. Keep your face calm and serene. Release your pelvic muscles. You are doing Mool Bandha in this inverted pose. Squeeze your pelvic floor and release. Squeeze, release. 27 squeeze, Om, release. 26 squeeze, Om, release. 25, Om. 24, Om. 23, Om. Continue counting mentally like this. Then say the number. When you breathe out, say Om mentally. And when you reach one Om mentally, counting mentally backwards, say Om with every breath. Om is a very powerful sound to remove all kinds of confusion in your head, to remove pain in your body, and to generate positive energies. Breathe in Om and breathe out Om. Om, 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 Om. Om, Om. Hari Om Tat Sat. Bring your hands down and make sure your legs are at the 90-degree angle. Bring them down slowly, but try not to put your heels on the floor. Take them up as you breathe in, down as you breathe out. Put your palms on the yoga mat beside your body. Do not bend your knees and just do this up and down movement. It's very, very good for strengthening your core and good for your back also. Do it a few times. Bring your feet down on the yoga mat. Fold your knees like this. Interlock your fingers. Place them under your neck. Keep your knees together and bring them to the right. Look at your left elbow. Come to the center. Bring your knees to the left. Look at your right elbow. Come to the center. Continue to do this movement. This is called Udrakarshan Asana, and it's an excellent movement for releasing tension in your neck, shoulders, back. Feel how your neck, your shoulders, your stomach, your hips are all getting streamlined as you do this movement. Hari Om Tat Sat. Now straighten your legs and lie down in Shavasana. Everyone. Sampoorna Shavasana, absolute relaxation. For the next few moments, you're going to indulge in the supreme luxury of total and absolute relaxation. Hari Om Tat Sat. Continue to lie down and listen to my instructions and follow them mentally. Once more, there is somebody whose mic is unmuted. And so during this small meditation that we are going to do now, it's very important that your mic is off. And listen to my instructions as you lie down on your back on your yoga mat, relaxing completely. For some, this is the best asana of all, and for some, it is most difficult. Okay, so there's music coming from somebody's. I request the host of the meeting to please make sure that everyone is on mute now, because during this Yoga Nidra meditation that we are going to practice now, it is very important that you do not get disturbed by any sound. Continue to relax on your yoga mat. Tell yourself that for the next few minutes, you're not going to allow any sound, any thought to disturb you. all you're going to do is to relax completely and totally. Relax your face. Relax your throat. Let there be no tightness in your chest and in your abdomen. Relax your right hand, right leg, left leg. From the tips of your toes to the top of your head, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, you are in a state of complete and total relaxation. Remember not to make any physical movement. You continue to lie on your back with eyes closed, but you are absolutely aware of your thoughts. You just have to follow my instructions mentally, and by this end of this process, you will be completely relaxed and energized. The best thing about yogic relaxation is that although it relaxes your body, your mind, it relaxes you completely, but it does not dull your senses. It makes you more aware and alert, and it helps you to stay in the moment. So make this resolve of staying in the moment, of watching each and every thought, of connecting yourself with my instructions to relax deeply. First of all, make sure that there is no tightness in any part of your body. Mentally scan yourself to see whether you're in a state of total and absolute relaxation or no. You have to make a decision that for the next few minutes, nothing can disturb you. And you're going to gift yourself this luxury of total and absolute relaxation. No hurry, no worry for a while. Just forget about your deadlines for the time being. By the time you come out of this practice, you will be fresh and relaxed and able to tackle and deal with all the challenges that await you today. So let us begin with some yogic breathing. As you breathe in, imagine that your breath is a golden light, which is filling up your abdomen, chest, and then shoulders. Feel your torso expanding and filling up with a golden light. As you breathe out, feel your shoulders emptying out, then your chest, and then your stomach. Breathe in, fill your stomach with this golden light. Let it spread into your chest and then your shoulders. Your whole torso is in an expanded position. Slowly breathe out, empty out your shoulders, then your chest, and then your stomach. Breathe in, stomach, chest, shoulders. Breathe out, empty out your shoulders first, then your chest, and then your stomach. Hold the breath out for a while and squeeze the muscles of your pelvic floor inwards and upwards. You are doing Mool Bandha as you lie down in Shavasana. Now release the muscles of your pelvic floor and relax completely. Now we will do rotation of consciousness. All you have to do is to feel the part of the body that I call out. You will be feeling the part of the body that I call out and relaxing it without making any physical movement. Remember, no physical movement, no going to sleep, remaining awake and alert, but relaxed at the same time. Let us begin with the right hand thumb. See it mentally, and without making any physical movement, relax it. Now move your attention to the second finger of your right hand, third finger, fourth finger, little finger of your right hand, the palm of your right hand, the back of your right hand, the right hand wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of your waist, right hip, right thigh joint, right thigh, right knee, right calf muscles, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, all the toes of the right foot, the whole right foot, the whole right leg, the whole right hand, the whole right side of your body. See it mentally and find it in a completely relaxed condition. Now shift your attention to your left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, little finger of your left hand, the palm of your left hand, the back of your left hand wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of your waist, left thigh joint, left thigh, left knee, calf muscles, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, all the toes of the left foot, the whole left foot, the whole left leg, the whole left hand, the whole left side of your body. See it mentally and find it completely relaxed. Now, take your attention to the back of your head, the back of your neck, the back of your shoulders, the right side of your back, the left side of your back. Vertebral column from the tailbone to the neck, neck to the tailbone. Your whole spinal column is completely relaxed. If there's any discomfort in any part of your neck, shoulders, or spine, feel it being absorbed by the floor below you. Mother Earth is absorbing all your discomfort, leaving you light, pain-free, and full of energy. Feel all parts of the body touching the yoga mat. Feel the firmness and the hardness of the ground below you. And sink into the floor. Let your body sink into the floor, completely relaxed. Now, feel your body becoming light and relaxed. Now give your head a good mental massage. Feel all the tensions melting away. Feel your forehead smooth as glass. Feel your right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eye, left eye. Both eyes are closed, but they are smiling. Feel the bridge of your nose. Feel your right nostril, left nostril, upper lip, lower lip, chin, right cheek, right ear, left ear. Your whole face, calm and serene like Buddha in meditation. As you breathe in, imagine that you are inhaling energy, good health, happiness, and joy. As you breathe out, throw out all the toxins, all the hurry, all the worry, all the fear out of your system. Breathe in freshness and fragrance. Breathe out all the staleness and the tiredness out of your system. Feel your throat. Feel your chest rising as you breathe in, falling as you breathe out. Feel your stomach going up as you breathe in, down as you breathe out. Feel your right hand, right leg, left leg, your whole body in a state of total and absolute relaxation. From the tips of your toes to the top of your head, from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, you are completely relaxed. During your practice today, you began with conditioning of quietening your mind, sharpening your senses. And then you moved and rotated each and every joint of your body. It was as if you were over-oiling each and of the grass under your body. As you breathe in, you can smell the earth. As you breathe out, you can send out all your tightness out of your system. As you breathe in the fragrance of fresh flowers. And as you breathe out, you throw out all the tiredness, all the worry out of your body and mind. Become aware of the screen behind your closed eyes. And on the screen, see the Mother Earth. See the beautiful Mother Earth. It is Earth Day today. And you are visualizing the earth in all its splendor and glory. The seas, the mountains, the forests, the deserts, the birds and the bees. All is well with the world. You are sending healing vibrations to heal all the wounds in the Mother Earth that we have created. All the animals are happy. The birds are happy. Everything is becoming normal. The forests are all green. The sun is shining down on the mountains, on the lakes, on the rivers, on the trees, on the birds, on the bees. Soak in the sunlight. Feel the Mother Earth being healed. And as you heal yourself, you are making a resolve to do everything that is good for the earth, because we are totally and solely dependent on the earth and all its bounty. Fill yourself with gratitude as you look at the Mother Earth in the screen behind your closed eyes. Gratitude for all that we have, the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, the food that we eat. Feel the rivers on the earth flowing without any difficulty, making music, the waters becoming clear and pure and fit for consumption, the air becoming purified, the earth getting healed and becoming fertile. You are sending out all these healing vibrations to the Mother Earth that you're visualizing in your space behind your closed eye. Hari Om Tat Sat. Smile. And let the smile be not only in your eyes, but let it spread into your whole body until each and every cell in your body is smiling. As you breathe in, your smiles expand and fill up the space around you. As you breathe out, your body relaxes and your smiles come closer and closer and find their place in your heart. You will continue to smile throughout the day. And if in your side of the world it's night, you will keep on smiling as you go to sleep. Hari Om Tat Sat. Without making any physical movement, become aware of your surroundings. See everything as you would if your eyes were open. See the room where you're practicing yoga. See the floor, the walls, the ceiling. Wherever you are, inside or outside, become aware of the space around you. See your body from the outside, relaxing in Shavasana. Completely relaxed. See the clothes that you're wearing. See the color of your yoga mat. See everything around you as you would if your eyes were open. And now make your resolve, your positive sankalpa, something that you want to make true in your life. Make sure that it is positive and good for our Mother Earth. Repeat your resolve mentally 3 times. Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat, Hari Om Tat Sat. Move your fingers and your toes. Blink your eyes. Roll your head from side to side. Take your hands back behind your head. Point your toes forward. Stretch your body. First to one side, then to the other side. Open your mouth wide. Stretch your facial muscles as well. Keep stretching to your heart's content. Remember to stretch like this every day in the morning as you wake up on your bed also. Now roll over to your right side. Stay there for some time. Become aware of how you are feeling. How has today's session of yoga affected you? And then with the help of your left hand, sit up. We will end today's session with 3 times Om chanting and another Shanti Path. Let me tell you the meaning of the Shanti Path that we will be chanting. When we chant, the prayer is not only for ourselves, but for the whole world. Lead us from untruth towards the truth. Lead us from darkness to light, from death towards life, or from disease towards good health. Let everyone be happy. Let everyone be at peace. Let everyone feel joy. And then there is a chanting of Mahamrityunjaya mantra, which is for good health of body, mind, and soul. And in that universal prayer, we are chanting not only for ourselves, but for the whole world. Okay? So get ready to chant 3 times Om with me as you chant Om. Remember to breathe in deeply, and as you breathe out, you will chant Om. And think that you and Om are becoming one. Just lose yourself in this universal sound. Hands in Chin Mudra, index finger at the base of your thumb, back straight, eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Asato ma satkamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Trayambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanat mrityor mokshiyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. May you keep smiling. May the energy be with you. May you have all the power that you need to make positive contributions towards the health and well-being of Mother Earth. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste, everyone. Keep smiling. Namaste, everyone. I'll take your leave now because my other students are waiting for their class. So, thanks a lot, everyone.
Thank you, and very happy Earth Day, especially to Diksha. She's doing such a she's making wonderful contribution for conserving Earth and our natural resources. So kudos to you, Diksha, and all the very best for coming years for the Vegan Fest.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much. Madhu, now we will
switch to other one.
Leave this meeting.
of saving our planet and how adopting a plant-based diet can help us achieve that goal, how veganism can help save not only billions and billions of lives directly, but indirectly also affect many, many lives, human and non-human. So let's begin. Today, we are going to start with a small breakfast session. We have with us two wonderful brands, MK and Bionutrients. So MK makes these wonderful products like vegan ghee, vegan soy milk, vegan soy milk powder, vegan coconut milk powder. So we have some of their lovely products here and we're going to try them out. We're also going to teach you how to make them correctly so that you have the best possible vegan chai and coffee experience. So I have some boiling water with me, and while that's boiling, I'm going to start with this wonderful Bionutrients soy paneer, which is tofu, and we're going to make some tofu scramble. जिन लोगों को अंडा बहुत पसंद है उनके लिए ये डिश एकदम सही रहेगी. हम इस सोय पनीर को लेके एक बोल में रखेंगे और इसके छोटे छोटे टुकड़े कर लेंगे हाथों से. Any egg lovers out there must definitely try a tofu scramble because it's pretty good. It depends on how you make it, and I'm going to try to share my favorite recipe for tofu scramble with you, and we'll have a quick and early breakfast. Thank you all so much for joining us on Earth Day. It's very important to celebrate our planet, to protect our planet, and that is why Earth Day is very, very close to our hearts at Vegan Fest India. We also believe that we should celebrate Earth Day every day. We need to make efforts every day to do our best for our planet, because when we do that, then we can start making a bigger difference in everybody's lives, in animal lives, in human lives. जब हम वीगन बनते हैं, जब हम जानवरों के पदार्थ खाना छोड़ देते हैं, तो हम अपनी सेहत के लिए, अपने धरती के लिए और इस धरती पे जो बाकी सारे प्राणी रहते हैं उनके लिए एक बहुत पुण्य का काम करते हैं. हम ये जानते नहीं हैं, पर जो हम दूध पीते हैं, जो हम घी खाते हैं, जो हम दही खाते हैं, जो भी हम डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स कंज्यूम करते हैं, वो गायों और भैंसों से छीन लिए जाते हैं. उनके बच्चों को काट दिया जाता है, मार दिया जाता है. अगर वो मेल बच्चे हैं तो उन्हें मार दिया जाता है, अगर फीमेल बच्चे हैं तो उन्हें भी उसी साइकिल में कर दिया जाता है. उन्हें जबरदस्ती बच्चा पैदा करवाया जाता है. ये अगर आप सबको पता हो तो आप कभी दूध नहीं पिएंगे, क्योंकि आप में से कोई नहीं चाहेंगे कि ऐसा हो कभी भी किसी भी प्राणी के साथ. When we go vegan, we realize that there are systems in place that are telling us that they are feeding us, but they're actually harming us and harming billions of other innocent animals. We are bringing into existence forcefully hundreds of billions of animals just to kill them and exploit them. And that is what is actually killing our planet. So I have with me some tofu, which I have just ripped apart with my hands. This is very good bionutrients tofu. And what I'm putting in there right now is called kala namak. Kala namak, or black rock salt, is a staple in Indian cooking and has become very popular recently among the vegans because they realized that it gives food an eggy sort of smell, a sulfuric sort of smell. So हमारा जो मनपसंद काला नमक होता है उसमें एक बहुत ही अंडे टाइप की स्मेल आती है, तो हम अपने टोफू को एग लवर्स के लिए एक अंडे टाइप की स्मेल देने के लिए काला नमक ऐड करे हैं. अब हम उसमें थोड़ा सा नमक, सादा नमक भी मिलाएंगे. I am flavoring my bionutrients tofu with some plain salt as well as some black salt. And I have with me over here some apple cider vinegar. अगर आपको एप्पल साइडर विनेगर मिल जाता है तो उसको ज़रूर ट्राई करिएगा. उसमें भी थोड़ी सी ऐसे चीज़ी टाइप की स्मेल आती है. So I'm also going to add a hint of apple cider vinegar for a cheesy umami type of flavor and a slight tanginess. Apple cider vinegar हमारे टोफू को हल्का सा खट्टा भी कर देगा और उसमें एक फंकी सा स्मेल देगा बेसिकली ये. और हम थोड़ी सी वाइट पेपर, सफ़ेद काली मिर्च, जिसका बेसिकली काली मिर्च जिसका छिलका हटा दिया जाता है, वो भी डालेंगे इसमें. और काली मिर्च कूट के भी डालेंगे. मैंने काली मिर्च के बदले आमचूर ले लिया था. तो हाँ, this is some white pepper that we're putting in right now. And we're almost done. Over here, I have with me some chopped coriander, some chopped spring onions, some fresh tomatoes, and some green chilies. You can add whatever veggies you like to add to your scrambled eggs, and instead choose the better option of making a tofu scramble, which is better for your planet, it's better for your health, it has zero cholesterol, and it's super delicious if you make it with love. In my years and years of experience cooking and eating, I have realized that if you cook with interest and love, it seeps into your food. So you must always be in a good mood when you're cooking, be confident, be happy. Right, so I'm going to put this on my stove now. I'm using a cast iron pan. Glass is not on. हम एक कास्ट आयरन के तवे पे ये बना रहे हैं. आप कोई भी तवा यूज कर सकते हैं. You can use whatever pan you like. I'm using a cast iron pan, and I'm just heating it up. I've washed it, so I'm letting the water evaporate. I'm going to add a hint of oil. If you want to make this recipe oil-free, it's very easy. Just add a few teaspoons of water into your pan, and then we'll add some veggies to it, right? So, अगर आप तेल नहीं खाना चाहते, जो बहुत अच्छी बात है, तेल ज़्यादा मात्रा में बहुत नुकसान करता है, पर मैं थोड़ा सा तेल डालूंगी इसमें. आप नहीं डालना चाहते तो आप उसमें 2-3 चम्मच पानी में अपने वेजिटेबल्स को बिना तेल के फ्राई कर सकते हैं. तो हम अब डालेंगे अपने पैन में थोड़ा सा ऑलिव ऑयल. ऑलिव ऑयल बाकी तेलों से थोड़ा सा हेल्दी होता है, तो अगर आपको अच्छा गुड क्वालिटी ऑलिव ऑयल मिलता है तो आप ऑलिव ऑयल यूज करें. मैंने थोड़ा सा ऑलिव ऑयल डाला है अब मैं उसको अपने पैन में फैला रही हूँ ताकि चिपके ना. I've just added a dash of olive oil and I'm going to add my veggies very, very soon. The spring onions also have a pretty good smell, which makes it feel very eggy. So I like using spring onions rather than regular onions. मैंने यहाँ पे हरा प्याज इस्तेमाल किया है क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि हरे प्याज की स्मेल थोड़ी सी और एगी टाइप की होती है, थोड़ी सी उमामी होती है, अच्छी लगती है. तो अगर आप साधारण प्याज को यूज करना चाहें तो आप वो भी कर सकते हैं. मैंने आज यहाँ पे हरा प्याज इस्तेमाल किया है. पहले मैंने प्याज, हरी धनिया और हरी मिर्च डाली है. कुछ लोगों को हरी धनिया गार्निश की तरह ऊपर से डालने में अच्छी लगती है, बट मुझे हरी धनिया पकी बहुत अच्छी लगती है. अगर आपको गार्निश की तरह यूज करना है तो आप उसको बाद में भी ऐड कर सकते हैं. मैं उससे पहले ही ऐड करती हूँ. मैं आपको अपने पैन से क्लोजअप दिखाती हूँ कि मैं क्या कर रही हूँ. तो मैं अपने इंस्टाग्राम से लाइव जाऊंगी और आपको अपना पैन दिखाऊंगी क्योंकि हमारा कैमरा यहाँ पे सेटअप है ताकि आपको सब अच्छे से दिखे. अब मैं लाइव जा चुकी हूँ और आप देख सकते हैं मेरे प्याज पक चुके हैं. ओह, I have now added my tomatoes because my onions were cooked, and I'm going to add a hint of salt to my vegetables as well. Oh, great. So now I can show you a close-up of my pan right here. I have some tomatoes, some spring onions, some green chilies. Everything is cooking. Right. And मैंने इसमें भी हल्का सा नमक डाला है क्योंकि अगर आप जैसे जैसे सब्जियां ऐड करते रहते हैं आप वैसे भी नमक भी ऐड करते रहते हैं तो स्वाद में बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. मैं इसमें हल्का सा ब्राउन शुगर डालूंगी, हल्की सी, बहुत ही कम, आधा चम्मच हम इसमें ब्राउन शुगर डालेंगे. उससे प्याजों में एक हल्की सी मिठास आ जाती है जो बहुत अच्छी लगती है. तो I've added just a hint of brown sugar, half a teaspoon, to caramelize the onions. Honestly, I should have added them earlier. I should have added them before the tomatoes, but they're still going to give the onions a nice sweetness. And we're just about ready to add our tofu. So, as I told you before, in this tofu, I have added kala namak, black salt, and I have added some regular salt. I'm just going to put that right in. अब इसमें पीला रंग लाने के लिए, अंडे जैसा हल्का सा पीला रंग लाने के लिए हम डालेंगे हम डालेंगे थोड़ी सी हल्दी. We're going to add a pinch of turmeric over here to sorry, make it a little yellow. It's the green chilies that are making me cough a little bit. So as you can see, my tofu is really white, but I want to make it yellow. Hang on. My camera for a second. And I'm going to add a pinch of turmeric. मैंने थोड़ी सी हल्दी डाली है इसमें अंडे जैसा पीलापन लाने के लिए. And I'm going to I don't want my face to show, I want the food to show. So great. So I've just added a hint of haldi or turmeric. In the West right now, turmeric lattes are very, very popular. People have turmeric with different types of milks. I'm very happy to see so many vegan milk options out there. We're going to try a few very, very quickly. Some vegan milk powders. We're going to try out some vegan milk powders and see how they stack up to regular dairy milk. I'm sure they'll be amazing. ये थोड़ा सा पीला हो चुका है. मैंने इसमें हल्दी डाली है. अगर आपको थोड़ा और पीला चाहिए तो आप और भी डाल सकते हैं, पर हल्दी की स्मेल थोड़ी सी स्ट्रॉन्ग होती है तो मैं उसको ज्यादा यूज नहीं करती, मैं अवॉइड करती हूँ. Turmeric has a pretty strong smell, so I don't like adding too much of it. That's why I added just a pinch to give it that slightly yellow eggy color. The green chilies are making me cough a little bit. And we're just about done. I'm going to leave this on a low flame. I'm going to also add a hint of water to it. So I'm going to take some water from my water purifier here, just to keep it a little hydrated. इसमें थोड़ा सा गीलापन है अंडे जैसा, इसीलिए मैंने इसमें थोड़ा सा पानी भी डाला है और ये थोड़ी देर पकता रहेगा. टमाटर, प्याज और हरी मिर्च और सब चीजों का फ्लेवर अब्सॉर्ब कर लेगा. So if I let the tofu cook for a few more minutes with a little bit of water, it's going to absorb the flavor of the tomatoes, of the spring onions, and of the green chilies that we've just put in. So while we're waiting for that to cook up, what I'm going to do is take some boiling water, which I have in my beautiful pot over here. I can take that. So we have some boiling water, and I'm going to first take some coconut milk powder, which is MK from the MK brand. So I have this here. This wonderful pack of coconut milk powder, and I'm going to teach you how to use this, because when you're using alternatives, there are certain restrictions that you have to follow to make sure that you get the best results, but it's worth it because you're saving your planet. So with my MK coconut milk powder, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the pack and I'm going to take 4 teaspoons, like little large teaspoons, 4 large spoons of, I don't have the proper measuring teaspoons, but yeah, I'm approximating sort of here, but the technique is what I want to show you. The measurements you can vary according to how thick you want your milk to be. तो आप अपने दूध को, अपने कोकोनट मिल्क को जितना गाढ़ा चाहते हैं आप उसके हिसाब से थोड़ा सा लें अपना कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर. इम्पॉर्टेंट ये है कि हम टेक्निक वही फॉलो करें जो सही है. So the right technique is to take this coconut milk powder and just pour some boiling water on it. अब मैंने उबलता हुआ पानी अपने कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर पे डाल दिया है. अब भी उबाला है मैंने और आप देख सकते हैं ये बहुत ही क्रीमी और खूबसूरत दिखने वाला दूध है. इसको अच्छे से मिक्स कर लें. देख लें कोई भी लम्स वम्स हैं तो लम्स को हटा दें. अगर आपको दूध को और गाढ़ा करना है तो आप उसमें और कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर बना सकते हैं, डाल सकते हैं। आप इसे साधारण रूम टेम्परेचर पानी से अगर बनाने की या ठंडे पानी से बनाने की कोशिश करेंगे तो वो रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि कोकोनट मिल्क में जो फैट्स होते हैं वो प्रॉपर्ली रिलीज नहीं हो पाएंगे ठंडे पानी से। और गर्म पानी से जब आप ये करते हैं तो बहुत ही बढ़िया कोकोनट मिल्क बन जाता है। मैं आपको 2 मिनट में एक क्लोजअप दिखाऊंगी। So I'm going to use this coconut milk in my coffee because I love coconut milk coffee. इस वाले दूध को हम थोड़ी देर में ट्राई भी करेंगे। So I'm leaving this wonderful coconut milk powder milk right here and I'm going to check on my tofu. So I'd like my friend Abhishek to come and help me out. Can you grab the green mug and the coffee? So Abhishek is very fond of coffee. Coffee is his love. Hi, please welcome the founder of Vegan Fest India. This is his brainchild. So I'm very excited to call you here. I'm going to add some brown sugar to that, and we're going to beat up some coffee to have with our coconut milk. So we're working with a really small team here because of the COVID restrictions. And we had wanted to have our friends over to try all of this stuff that we're making. But because everything is in a bit of a mess because of COVID, we are going to make do with our little team here. There's just 4 people in here today. Yeah. So we want coffee for all of us. So I'm just going to. Raj sir will also have coffee. Raj sir is our amazing tech person, IT guy. He helps us out with everything, and without him, none of this would be possible. Same with Jishnu here. We have our wonderful friend Snehadeep, who is an amazing cinematographer. The visuals you're watching are because of him, and we're all going to have coffee together. So, ये हमारा कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर, MK का कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर का मिल्क बन चुका है और इसकी कॉफी अभिषेक फेंक रहे हैं. Okay, you can take that to the side. ये देखिए हमारा खूबसूरत टोफू स्क्रैम्बल रेडी है. हमारा बायो न्यूट्रिएंट्स का बनाया हुआ टोफू स्क्रैम्बल. Can I share my video? So I can show you a close-up of this amazing. I'm unable to. So, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to bring ahead my soy milk powder. Great. So this is our tofu scramble. Doesn't it look amazing? We're going to try it in just 2 minutes. I have to make some vegan soy milk out of soy milk powder. So I have with me here the MK soy milk powder. This is the coconut milk powder that we had used now, and now we're going to use the soy milk powder. So for the coconut milk powder, all we had to do was add boiling hot water. But for the soy milk powder, we have to actually boil it with the water. So we have to add some soy milk powder in water, mix it, and boil it. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to switch off my camera, or I'm going to give the camera to Abhishek so he can show you exactly what I'm doing. So, हमने जब कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर बनाया तो हमने उसे बस अपने कप में डाला और उसमें खूब उबलता हुआ गर्म पानी ऊपर से डाल दिया. पर सोया मिल्क पाउडर को जब हम बनाते हैं तो हम उसे पहले ठंडा ठंडे पानी में मिक्स कर देते हैं और उसे उबालते हैं, तब जाके वो सही बनता है। अगर आपको ये टेक्निक्स पता हो तो आप बहुत आराम से एक बढ़िया सा सोया मिल्क पाउडर बना सकते हैं। हम अब थोड़ा सा पानी लेंगे। हमने 1 कप पानी लिया है यहाँ, और हम अपना सोया मिल्क पाउडर इसमें मिला देंगे। मैं अभी यहाँ 3 चम्मच दे रही हूँ, और हम इसे, वैसे इसमें इंस्ट्रक्शंस में ग्राम्स में लिखा है, पर मैं ज्यादातर पकाते समय अंदाजन पकाती हूँ, और मुझे लगता है ज्यादातर लोग ऐसे ही पकाते हैं अंदाजन। अगर ये दूध थोड़ा गाढ़ा निकला तो हम उसमें थोड़ा सा पानी मिला देंगे। I'm sure a lot of you, like me, don't really use exact measurements while cooking. I really admire those of you who do, because it's something that I find really hard to do. I'm a very instinctual cook. मैं हमेशा अंदाजन ही पकाती हूँ, तो मैं बहुत एडमायर करती हूँ उन लोगों को जो अपना सब नाप नाप के पकाते हैं। वो एक बहुत ही बढ़िया टैलेंट होता है, और आपका बहुत हर बार अच्छा बनता है। पर मेरे जैसे अनाड़ी कुक्स बहुत होंगे जो अपने मन से अंदाजन पकाते हैं, इसलिए मैं आपको अंदाजन बना के दिखा रही हूँ। ये सोया मिल्क पाउडर का सोया मिल्क, तो मेरा अब ये दूध गर्म हो रहा है, और जब ये उबल जाएगा तो ये रेडी हो जाएगा। इसे हम छोड़ देते हैं, और अब हम देखते हैं कि हमारा सोया पनीर का जो स्क्रैम्बल बना था, टोफू स्क्रैम्बल, वो कैसा बना था। तो ये टोफू एग स्क्रैम्बल कैसा लगा, वीगन टोफू स्क्रैम्बल कैसा लगा। जब हम डेयरी और अंडे और मीट के ऑल्टरनेटिव्स को यूज कर रहे होते हैं, तो हमें ऑब्वियसली ये एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं रखना चाहिए कि वो एकदम ही अंडे जैसा लगेगा, या एकदम ही मीट, या एकदम ही दूध जैसा लगेगा। पर काफी हद तक वो उस टेस्ट को, उस फ्लेवर को, उस फीलिंग को मिमिक कर देता है, तो बहुत बढ़िया बन जाता है। चलिए, अब हमारे सिनेमेटोग्राफर साहब ट्राई करेंगे टोफू स्क्रैम्बल। आइए आइए।
Thank you, Diksha.
मोस्ट वेलकम, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग। बढ़िया।
Yes.
नमक नमक वमक सही, मैंने चखा नहीं। हाँ, एवरीथिंग इज परफेक्ट, परफेक्ट। चलो, अब हम अपने यस बिल्कुल। सो वी आर हैविंग एन अर्ली ब्रेकफास्ट। हमने सुबह से कुछ नहीं खाया है। हम लोग 4 बजे सोच के इस इवेंट की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि हम इतना प्यार करते हैं अपनी धरती से कि हम चाहते हैं कि हम ये इवेंट करें, अच्छे से करें, आप सबको समझाएं, आप सबको दिखाएं कि वीगन खाना कितना बढ़िया हो सकता है, वीगन खाना कितना टेस्टी हो सकता है, और कितने आसानी से बन सकता है। थोड़ा सा एफर्ट लगता है, और वो एफर्ट अपनी धरती के लिए तो वर्थ ही है ना। चलिए, जिष्णु, आप मेरे को एक मग पास कर दीजिए। तो मैं सोया मिल्क उबल गया मेरा पीछे, तो मैं उसे निकालती हूँ, और हम देखेंगे कि सोया मिल्क हमें कैसा लग रहा है। आई थिंक थोड़ा सा गाढ़ा हो गया है मेरे से, बट हम उसमें आराम से थोड़ा सा पानी ऐड कर देंगे।
कुछ जल रहा है कहीं पे?
नहीं, वो सोया मिल्क हल्का सा कोने कोने में रहता था। सॉरी, मैंने ध्यान हटाया, तो वो हल्का सा जल गया था। बट ये देख सकते हैं आप, दूध कितना गाढ़ा और ब्यूटीफुल है।
अच्छा, स्क्रीन चेंज।
इसमें मैं थोड़ा सा पानी मिलाऊंगी, क्योंकि ये थोड़ा सा गाढ़ा ज्यादा हो गया था। अब मैंने पानी मिलाया है, तो इसकी कंसिस्टेंसी बहुत ही परफेक्ट है। तो ये हैं हमारे 2 वीगन मिल्क्स। ये हमारा कोकोनट मिल्क है, ये हमारा सोया मिल्क है। है ना?
Sir, monitor screen 1.
अब मैं चाहूंगी हाँ हमारे राज सर भी हमारा टोफू स्क्रैम्बल ट्राई करें. आइए राज सर.
Switch कर दो कैमरा पे.
हम लोग सब आप ही के साथ नाश्ता करेंगे. तो लोग हमारे साथ पका रहे हैं. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस. और जो लोग पका नहीं रहे हैं, खाना खा रहे हैं, नाश्ता खा रहे हैं और हमें देख रहे हैं, बताइए कैसा लगा आपको. आप अंडा खाते हैं? खाते हैं तो आपको पता है मतलब स्वाद कैसा है. थोड़ा थोड़ा सा लग रहा है वैसा जैसे भुर्जी, अंडा भुर्जी जैसा. So yes, it's nice. So Raj sir is our tech guy and he's responsible for all of you being able to join us with such ease. And he's our engineer and he's our IT engineer and he has also approved the tofu scramble. Now I'd like to invite Abhishek to have some tofu scramble with us. And some coffee, yes. Have you beaten all the coffee? Great. So I'm just going to take a spoon and give this to you.
Smells amazing.
Thank you. So it's all about loving the food that you make.
But
Yeah, nice. So pretty good.
what
Sort
is
of, it's tofu scramble. So it's supposed to be like an egg, scrambled egg replacer of sorts. So yeah,
It's very nice. This is
Nice.
produced where? Who has made this?
Bionutrients. It's very we're very fortunate to have a wonderful company called Bionutrients that makes these amazing soy products in Bhopal itself, in our hometown. So this is Bionutrients tofu, and we're having it as tofu scramble. And it has been approved by all three team members. I have not had a chance to taste it yet, but I will do so right now. I'm just going to taste a spoonful and then we'll make some coffee and chai. That is surprisingly eggy. काला नमक सच में जादू होता है. आप इसको अगर टोस्ट के संग खाएंगे आपको मजा आ जाएगा. Obviously it's not exactly like egg but it's pretty close. Right. So now we're going to make some tea and we're also going to make some coffee. Now I like my tea where I just boil some water and I steep it, and I don't boil the tea. So we're gonna make my kind of tea. You can make any kind of tea you like. If you want, this soy milk is very stable. The MK soy milk made of MK soy milk powder is very stable and it can be boiled. अगर आप घर पे सोया दूध या कोई दूध बनाते हैं वीगन दूध तो कई बार वो उबालने पे फटने लगता है, अलग होने लगता है, पर जो ये इंडस्ट्रियली प्रोसेस्ड दूध हैं ये फटेंगे नहीं और हम इनसे चाय बनाते हैं. तो हमने लिया है थोड़ा सा पानी और हम लेंगे अपना थोड़ा सा सोया मिल्क पाउडर और हम इसे अब चढ़ा देंगे पकाने. So I've put my soy milks and some water to boil. I'm going to add some ginger to it because I love ginger in my tea. I'm sure many of you do too. मैं थोड़ी सी अदरक डालूंगी इसमें क्योंकि मुझे अदरक बहुत पसंद है चाय में. और अभी जब सबकी इम्यूनिटी बूस्ट करने का समय आ गया है तो अदरक एक बहुत बढ़िया चीज है जो इसमें फायदा करती है. मेरे सिलबत्ते में थोड़ी इलायची भी है तो इसमें इलायची भी रहेगी. I have some इलायची with me as well, some green cardamom in my mortar and pestle. So I'm going to add some green cardamom and some ginger. You can add whatever spices you like. You need not add any spices if you don't want to, but I love my spicy tea in the morning, so I'm going to add some. अभिषेक, अगर आप कैमरा लाएंगे मेरा पास में
जी।
तो हम देखेंगे कि ये दूध उबल रहा है और मैंने इसमें अभी अदरक भी डाली है और इलायची भी डाली है, पर ये फट नहीं रहा। मैंने एक बर्तन को So we have some soy milk, some water, the soy milk made from the milk powder, and some cardamom and some ginger. और आप देख सकते हैं कि ये अलग अलग नहीं हो रहा, ये फट नहीं रहा दूध। मैंने इसमें अदरक भी डाली है तो भी ये फट नहीं रहा, बढ़िया से उबल रहा है। और अब हम इसमें चाय पत्ती डालेंगे थोड़ी सी, थोड़ा सा उबल जाए फिर मैं डालूंगी चाय पत्ती। मैं चाय पत्ती को उबालती नहीं हूँ, मैंने, हो सकता है मेरा वहम हो, पर मैंने सुना था कि उबालने से चाय पत्ती के नेगेटिव एलिमेंट्स आ जाते हैं, और अगर आप उसको स्टीप करें, अगर आप उबलते पानी में, गर्म पानी में छोड़ दें उसको, तो ज्यादा फायदा करते हैं चाय। मैंने ये भी सुना है, और ये तो साइंटिफिक रिसर्च है, कि अगर हम चाय को में दूध मिला देते हैं, जो गाय का दूध, भैंस का दूध, एनिमल मिल्क को जब मिला देते हैं तो उसकी न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यू जो रहती है, चाय जो फायदा करती है वो फायदा करना बंद कर देती है। तो आप जब वीगन चाय पीते हैं तो वो नुकसान आपको नहीं होता, आपकी चाय आपको फायदा ही करती है। सो आई एम गोइंग टू स्टीप दिस फॉर 3 मिनट्स। मैं 3 मिनट तक अपनी चाय को छोड़ दूंगी चाय पत्ती डाल के। आप अगर चाय को उबालना चाहते हैं तो आप उबाल भी सकते हैं। मैं अपनी चाय को बंद करके फिर ऐड करती हूँ पत्ती। मैंने गैस बंद कर दी है, फिर मैंने चाय पत्ती मिलाई है और मैं अब उसको छोड़ दूंगी ढक के 3 मिनट तक। तब तक हम बनाते हैं अपनी कॉफी टाइम। तो ये हमारा जो ये वीगन सोया मिल्क है उसमें मैंने थोड़ी सी मिला दी है कॉफी, और ये जो हमारा वीगन कोकोनट मिल्क है मैंने उसमें मिला दी है थोड़ी कॉफी। अब हम सब इसी कॉफी को मिल बांट के पियेंगे अलग अलग कपों में। मुझे अपनी कॉफी में हल्का सा पानी भी पसंद है, आपको नहीं पसंद है तो आप ना डालें। I like a little bit of water in my coffee apart from just milk. Some of you like coffee without any milk. Great, you're already having a vegan coffee. Some of you like only milk in your coffee. That's great too. Have your coffee as you like. I'm going to add a hint of milk to a hint of water to both my coffees because I feel like it brings out the coffee flavor. मेरी मनपसंद कॉफी में पानी और दूध की इक्वल मात्रा होती है, तो मैंने अपने दोनों मिल्क्स में थोड़ा थोड़ा पानी डाला है। इसमें मैं थोड़ा सा और डालूंगी। अब गर्मी का मौसम आ चुका है तो मैं तो अपनी कॉफी बर्फ डाल के पीऊंगी, पर हमारे बाकी टीम मेंबर्स जैसे पीना चाहें मैं उनके लिए वैसी कॉफी निकाल देती हूँ। ठीक है, तो वी हैव आवर 2 कॉफीज, one with coconut milk and one with soy milk, and both of these milks have come from this MK milk powder. ये मैं सिंक के ऊपर थोड़ा सा कॉफी को डिवाइड कर रही हूँ। इस हरे मग में मैं पीऊंगी। 1 मग मुझे और दे दीजिए, तो मैं 2 मग एक्चुअली। ये बढ़िया है। हाँ, तो ये हमारी हो गई कोकोनट मिल्क कॉफी, और ये हमारी हो गई सोया मिल्क कॉफी। ठीक है, सो अभिषेक, कौन सी कॉफी ट्राई करेंगे आप, सोया मिल्क वाली कि कोकोनट मिल्क वाली?
पहले टेक्नीशियन पहले आईटी
आईटी आइए राज से ट्राई करेंगे हमारी ये हमारी कोकोनट मिल्क कॉफी है, इसमें हल्का सा कोकोनट फ्लेवर आएगा, तो बताएगा कैसी लगी। बढ़िया बढ़िया so Raj sir has approved of it. Let's have Snehadeep, our cinematographer, come and try some coconut milk coffee. Most welcome.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, great. So we have 2 yeses for the coconut milk coffee. I'm going to taste a teaspoon. It's pretty good, and I love the slight hint of coconut. इसमें coconut flavor कोई बहुत ऐसा overpowering वाला नहीं है, बहुत बढ़िया सा है। आप ट्राई करेंगे अभिषेक?
Sure. Very pleasing and subtle.
Yeah. So the coconut flavor in these milk powder milks is really subtle, and it's really nice. Yeah. So I'm going to try the soy milk one. I kind of burnt it a little bit, so
A bit soy milk.
yeah. तो ये वाला आप
This
टेस्ट
is-
करेंगे? हाँ, ये भी soy milk है।
Nice.
It's very nice.
Very nice.
So
The texture of this coffee
Texture
is
इसका बहुत ही
very
बढ़िया है।
nice. It's very nice. It's
soy
very
milk का टेक्सचर बहुत ही स्मूथ है,
Very
इट्स अमेजिंग। मैंने एक्चुअली जो सोय मिल्क लिक्विड फॉर्म में मिलते हैं वो जब पिए हैं तो मुझे इतने अच्छे नहीं लगे, पर मुझे मिल्क पाउडर वाला सोय मिल्क बहुत अच्छा लगा।
Yeah.
इसका फ्लेवर थोड़ा और सटल है, कम बीनी है, जैसे जो बीनी फ्लेवर आता है बहुत सोय मिल्क का, वो नहीं है इसमें।
I think the best.
हाँ,
I think the best takeaway for soy milk is the texture.
या
Like the texture is.
It's really
amazing.
smooth.
Like, oh my
तो
God.
सोय मिल्क का टेक्सचर बहुत ही स्मूथ है, बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है।
Whose soy milk is this?
एमके
MK.
सो एमके का सोय मिल्क पाउडर है ये, और मुझे तो ये मैंने जितने सोय मिल्क पिए हैं लिक्विड फॉर्म में उनसे मुझे ज्यादा अच्छा लगा। ये कोकोनट वाला है, सोय मिल्क वाला यहीं कहीं रखा है, ये रहा ये हमारा सोय मिल्क पाउडर है। कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर में भी मुझे बहुत मजा आया। बेसिकली जो लोग ये सब खरीदते हैं उनको ज्यादातर मुझे भी नहीं आता था इन्हें बनाना, बस आप उसमें इंस्ट्रक्शंस पढ़ेंगे ना, नीचे ही लिखा रहता है कि उसको बनाएं कैसे ताकि आपको बेस्ट रिजल्ट्स मिले। अगर हम इसे ठंडे पानी में मिक्स करके पीते तो हमें मजा नहीं आता, पर सोय मिल्क को उबाल लें पाउडर मिक्स करके, और कोकोनट मिल्क पाउडर में बस उबलता पानी डालें, तो यही दो डिफरेंस है। रादर देन हैविंग रेगुलर मिल्क और मिल्क पाउडर, प्लीज चूज वीगन बिकॉज इट्स रियली रियली गुड फॉर योर प्लैनेट। सो अब हमारी चाय बन गई होगी तो हम अपनी चाय को छान लेंगे। मेरी एक केटली है वहां पे, आप वो दे दीजिए मुझे। तो मैं केटली में ये सोय मिल्क टी कर देती हूँ। मैंने 2 कप निकाल रखे थे, आप 2 और निकाल दीजिए, तो हम थोड़ी सी चाय पीते हैं। 2 is good? Okay. हाँ, अब हम छान रहे हैं अपनी चाय। इसकी खुशबू बहुत ही अच्छी आ रही है, वाह। एक्चुअली पता ही नहीं चल रहा कि इसमें सोय मिल्क है। बहुत ही खूबसूरत चाय की खुशबू, अदरक और इलायची वाली चाय। The tea smells amazing and looks amazing too. So I'm really excited to try this. Look at the color of that tea. It's perfect. It looks exactly like dairy milk tea. आप देख सकते हैं ये सोया मिल्क पाउडर की चाय जो है वो अलग अलग नहीं हो रही। आप घर पे जो दूध बनाते हैं नट्स के या सोया के, कभी कभी वो सेपरेट होने लगते हैं, पर ये बिल्कुल भी अलग नहीं हुआ है, सेपरेट नहीं हुआ है। अभिषेक, आप चाय पियेंगे थोड़ी सी? जिष्णु, आपको चाय पसंद है? नहीं ठीक है। राज सर और जिष्णु को चाय पसंद नहीं है, बट इसका रंग देखें.
This is soy milk, I'm pretty
Soy
sure.
milk, yes. So the texture is also amazing. I wanted a close up. Where's my camera? हाँ, तो हम I want to show you how beautiful the ये मेरी सोय मिल्क की चाय है और आप देख सकते हैं एकदम डेयरी मिल्क के जैसी लग रही है. बहुत ही बढ़िया. मैंने इसमें शक्कर नहीं डाली, आपको शक्कर चाहिए तो मैं डाल सकती हूँ, बट honestly it's really good even without sugar. I didn't add any sugar to it. मैंने इसमें शक्कर नहीं डाली, बट बहुत ही बढ़िया फ्लेवर है इसका. तो इस चाय में तो मुझे मजा आ गया. It's perfect. Would you like some sugar in it?
I'll
I
see.
can add some sugar.
I'll see.
Yes. So we're enjoying our vegan breakfast very, very much.
Very nice.
This is really nice, right?
Oh my God.
Actually, इसमें पता भी नहीं चल रहा कि सोय मिल्क है. उसमें कोई फ्लेवर नहीं है, बीनीनेस नहीं है. जिन्हें चाय पसंद है, जो बोलते हैं अरे हम वीगन बन जाएंगे पर हम चाय नहीं छोड़ सकते, वो प्लीज एमके का सोय मिल्क जरूर, सोय मिल्क पाउडर जरूर बनाएं और आप जरूर ट्राई करें कि सोय मिल्क की चाय, सोय मिल्क पाउडर वाले मिल्क की चाय कितनी ही ज्यादा जेन्युइन. मुझे कभी एक्चुअली सोय मिल्क पसंद नहीं आया क्योंकि मैंने पाउडर फॉर्म में उसे पिया ही नहीं था, और जो लिक्विड फॉर्म रहता है उसमें कुछ कुछ मिलावटें रहती हैं ताकि वो उसके टेक्सचर सही रहे और वो मिक्स अच्छे से हो जाए. होमोजेनाइजिंग के लिए उसमें कुछ कुछ डालते हैं, इमल्सिफायर्स डालते हैं. कई सोय मिल्क फोर्टिफाइड होते हैं, उनमें विटामिन्स और मिनरल्स और ये सब डाले जाते हैं. B12 डाला जाता है, जो सेहत के लिए तो बढ़िया है पर स्वाद एकदम उसका मजा नहीं आता. और मैंने तो जो घर पे बनाए भी सोय मिल्क पिए हैं, उसमें भी वो सोय का फ्लेवर थोड़ा ज्यादा ही स्ट्रॉन्ग लगता है मुझे, बट इस वाले सोय मिल्क पाउडर में तो नहीं है बिल्कुल. बहुत ही बढ़िया है. अभिषेक, मैंने आपकी चाय में थोड़ी सी शक्कर मिलाई है, देखिएगा कैसी लगी. मुझे तो बिना शक्कर के बहुत मजा आ रहा है. हाँ, तो मैं अपनी कॉफी में जल्दी से थोड़ा सा पानी और मिलाऊंगी क्योंकि मैंने अपने हिसाब से थोड़ी मीठी कॉफी बना ली, बट चाय तो मुझे बिना शक्कर की बहुत बढ़िया लग रही है. एंड नाइस.
Wow.
तो हम अपने मम्मी पापा, अपने दादी दादा जिन लोग को चाय बहुत पसंद है, उन्हें
सरकारी अफसरों को चाय पिलाएंगे.
सरकारी अफसरों को जाके चाय पिलाएंगे, अपने घर वालों को ये चाय जरूर पिलाएंगे क्योंकि इसमें बिल्कुल सोय मिल्क का फ्लेवर नहीं है, एकदम डेयरी मिल्क जैसी लग रही है. और कॉफी भी काफी अमेजिंग है. The texture of soy milk is just perfect. So we're about to start our next session really soon, and we are very, very lucky, very fortunate to have Dr. Sailesh Rao joining us. He is the executive director of Climate Healers. That is an NGO that works towards saving the planet and teaching people about how changing our diet can help us save our planet. So on Earth Day, we are very, very fortunate to have Dr. Sailesh Rao coming with us very, very soon. He'll be joining us in the next 10-15 minutes. I'm going to eat a little bit more of this amazing tofu scramble. And I want to show you quickly, I want to show you the vegan ghees. Can you pass me the MK vegan ghees? मैंने MK का vegan घी अच्छे से पहली बार ट्राई किया कल ही, जब मेरे पास ये वीगन घी आए, और इनका फ्लेवर एकदम घी जैसा है और बहुत ही बढ़िया लगे मुझे. ये वाला जो पीला वाला है वो कोकोनट का बना हुआ है, कोकोनट ऑयल का, तो ये बहुत फायदेमंद है. ये हाइड्रोजनाइज्ड वेजिटेबल फैट्स का बना है, तो ये थोड़ा सा कम फायदा करता है, बट घी से तो डेफिनेटली हेल्दियर है क्योंकि इसमें बिल्कुल कोलेस्ट्रॉल नहीं है और ये आपको घी का पूरा मजा देता है. तो हम शाम को कुछ और डिशेस बनाएंगे जिसमें हमें घी लगेगा. हम मैं एक सीक्रेट रिवील कर रही हूँ, हम एक कीमा पाव बनाएंगे तो उसमें मैं थोड़ा सा ये वीगन घी जरूर डालूंगी। आपको मौका मिले तो प्लीज एमके का वीगन घी जरूर ट्राई करिएगा। जो भी बोलते हैं कि अरे रोटी हम सूखी खाएंगे क्या, घी के बिना खाएंगे क्या, नहीं, घी के बिना खाने की जरूरत नहीं है, आप वीगन घी यूज करिए। आजकल सारे वीगन प्रोडक्ट्स अवेलेबल हैं, मछली से लेके दूध दही से लेके सब कुछ। हमारी हम बहुत फॉर्चुनेट है कि इंडिया में भी बहुत अमेजिंग स्टार्टअप्स और कंपनीज हैं जो बहुत अमेजिंग वीगन प्रोडक्ट्स बना रही हैं। प्लीज अपने वीगन ब्रांड्स को सपोर्ट करिए, क्योंकि आपकी जो धरती है, अर्थ डे पे मैं आपको ये याद दिला रही हूँ, आपकी जो धरती है वो उसे आप बचा सकते हैं अगर आप वीगन बने तो। सो कृपया करके कोशिश करें कि आप इस लाइफस्टाइल को अडॉप्ट करें, इसे ट्राई करें, आंखें खोलें, इसके बारे में समझें, पढ़ें, सीखें, खुद अपनी रिसर्च करें। मैंने भी यही किया और इससे बढ़िया डिसीजन मैंने जीवन में कभी नहीं लिया, और मेरा सिर्फ ये रिग्रेट है कि मैं और पहले और जल्दी वीगन नहीं बन गई। So, for those of you who love the flavor of dairy ghee, I do urge you to please try MK vegan ghee, because it's very, very close to the real thing, and it's very, very good for the planet for you to make that little switch. We are so fortunate that even in India, we are starting to get amazing vegan options by amazing vegan companies that are working hard to save our planet, our Earth. So on Earth Day, I'm reminding you to choose better. You have the choice to save your planet. If you think that on an individual you cannot make a difference, you are wrong. And we have the wonderful Dr. Shailesh Rao, who will join us very soon for our next session, and he'll tell you all about it, how making this one single change can affect so many aspects of our lives, especially heal our climate and heal our planet and save our Earth. So please support your local vegan brands, no matter where you are, all over the world. Even in India, you have amazing vegan brands started by passionate vegans who want to save the animals, who want to save the planet, and who want to make all lives better. So let's please choose better. These are better for your health. These are amazingly delicious, and they're getting closer and closer to animal products every day, just so that you can enjoy a guilt-free, delicious meal. So delicious vegan meal. So we're going to start our next session pretty soon. I'm going to see what time it is. Yeah, in 5 minutes, we're going to start our next session. So I'm going to take my seat. We're going to shift over there, and I'm going to bring my tea with me while we have our lovely conversation with Dr. Shailesh Rao. I have the mic with me. I really like it. Can I give you guys some more? Oh, wonderful. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I can't hear sir yet. We're just setting up the tech for you to join us.
Okay. You cannot hear me?
Oh, yes, now I can.
Okay.
Yes, wonderful. So I just wanted to tell you that you are a hero to so many vegans because you use science to explain to people why it's important to save our planet and how going vegan can help us do that. Your wonderful NGO, Climate Healers, is doing such great work. And whenever we hear you talk, it just swells, our hearts swell with pride because you represent our country and you're doing such a wonderful thing and you're promoting veganism. And honestly, after doing even a little bit of research in my own way, I realized very quickly that to save the planet, we need to go vegan. In fact, I was vegetarian all my life and I had no idea about the impacts that food has on the climate. And I was an environmentalist all my life and I was vegetarian and I thought I was doing enough. But when I did my research, accidentally I was looking through some stuff about the water consumption of different fabrics. And I came across this study about how animal agriculture takes up 70% of all water resources. And I was in such shock because we are predicting water wars. Cities are getting almost like people are leaving, they're migrating away from cities that have water shortages. And we are in a crisis, we are in a climate crisis. And people like you are our heroes. We have Aaron with us, who's a wonderful musician, and he's an amazing vegan musician and a very good friend of mine. And you are one of his heroes too. So we are so fortunate to welcome you. And yeah, I'd love you to tell us a little about Climate Healers. How did you turn vegan? What was it like for you? Yeah, please.
I was just like you.
Yeah.
I thought that I was doing good as a vegetarian.
Yes.
And in fact, there were scientific papers showing that dairy is just a little bit worse than eating plants.
Yeah.
Okay, so the environmental impact is only slightly more.
Yes.
In fact, they talk about the land use footprint of vegans is or CO2 footprint is like 1.3 tons or 1.5 tons, and vegetarian is 1.7 tons. It's only 0.2 tons more, right? And I bought into it.
Yeah.
And then I went to this village in Rajasthan, India. And I saw what was happening in the forests. And I immediately realized I was being lied to.
Yes.
Because in the forest, I saw the cows were walking around eating anything new that was growing on the ground.
Mm.
And so by the time the cows finished, there was nothing left for the deer to eat. And then the deer dies. When the deer dies, the tiger dies. So fundamentally, when as a vegetarian, I didn't want the cows to be hurt. I didn't want the cows to be killed. Then those cows live for 25 years eating up the forest. So I realized that as a vegetarian and that too as an ethical vegetarian, I was causing the most destruction possible. Yes. So that's when I realized I had to go vegan.
That's amazing.
And so that was...
Yeah.
So from a systems perspective, and as a systems engineer, I do these things and I do this kind of analysis. I look at local sensitivity analysis and then I do global sensitivity analysis. And I know that when you do local sensitivity analysis and then you extrapolate, you can come up with wrong numbers, which is what everyone was doing.
Yes.
Because fundamentally, when people do the calculations, they're assuming that there are meat eaters cleaning up after the vegetarians. And yes, that's how the numbers become small, because then it's a matter of assigning how much of it do you assign for the beef and the leather, and how much of it do you assign for the dairy, right? Because there are multiple people consuming that animal.
Yes.
And so that's how I was being fooled with low numbers.
So this is how dairy and meat industries, these syndicates, right. Because when you see how they actually behave, so you realize that they're syndicates, and so this is how they fool us all into thinking right. that it's ethical, it's sustainable, right. Grass-fed is good, and A1, A2 milk is good, and we're feeding them only grass, and we're feeding them this and that, but right. How does it justify artificially impregnating a sentient being and then exploiting it for milk and stuff? So on an ethical level also, it's if you ask anybody, I feel like if you talk to people and say, do you think this is right, and you explain the process, they will say no. But then when you say, okay, then give up milk, they'll be like, oh no. So
right. Yeah.
That's the hypocrisy. And,
it's a process, meaning, when people first hear that this is what's going on, they get shocked. I mean, I was shocked, and then I thought, we don't do it like this over there. Exactly. It can be done differently. So all these justifications that I was coming up with. And then when I finally went to Rajasthan and saw what was going on, that's when it hit me that I had been lied to, and that I was lying to myself also.
Yes.
Okay, so I had this sense of shame because I was lying to myself.
Yes.
And so then I tell people that it's important to welcome your negative feelings.
Yes.
See, because any transformation, any change requires us to confront ourselves. Yes. So it starts with the first base chakra, which is fear. So you have to overcome the fear of the change. And then the next chakra is guilt, and then shame, and then grief, and then lies, delusions, and attachments. So those are the 7 chakras that have to be opened for any transformation. And it's true for anything, whether it is giving up dairy. I had to go through the whole process of overcoming my own guilt and my shame, and then I had grief because I was doing it for so long. And I thought to myself, if I had known 10 years ago, I could have told my parents and they didn't have to die of heart disease and stroke, because that's what they died of. And they died very young. So I was regretting that. So I had grief about that. And then I had to overcome the lies I was telling myself. Which is, confronting yourself and saying, you have been fooling yourself. And then the delusions or the lies that others were telling us that we bought into, like the industry is lying to us. They all know that more than, 60 to 80% of Indians are lactose intolerant.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 60 to 80% of Indians are lactose intolerant.
That's crazy huge numbers. Why are we feeding ourselves milk?
Exactly. Exactly. See, milk is a way of colonizing people. It's a way of colonizing people, making them do things they don't want to do, and then making them and enslaving them to the system. The system is literally it's an ecological Ponzi scheme that we are running.
Okay. I love that term. That's amazing. Yes. You're right.
It's an ecological Ponzi scheme because fundamentally we are liquidating the natural wealth of the planet and turning that into money and distributing it as short-term income to a few people at the top. That's really what's going on.
Exactly.
And that's the economic
Saying
system.
that. When I try to explain this to people, because it hit me again that the fact that I was being lied to, that I was believing these lies. Initially, it made me so angry because, like you said, you had regrets, right? I had regrets. I had met vegans before, and they didn't tell me why they went vegan. And when I realized that it's time for me to go vegan, I really resented them. I was like, had you told me, I am a logical person, I am a science student, I love logic and reasoning, I'm a sensible person, I would have made the right choice. I would have chosen better much earlier. And it's only been 2 years since I've been vegan, but I decided that no matter how much I am mocked or judged or whatever, I will use whatever skills I have to spread the message, because this is our lives. This is important. The worst part is that these industries work so hard to make us believe that we will not be able to feed the world. Like the lie is that they make you believe that you are, there's a very good reason that we are doing this. There's a good reason we are taking up that much resource, and that they try to tell you you're privileged because you are vegan and stuff. So all of these lies, they really made me angry. And then I was like, okay, let's do something positive and constructive with this anger. And instead of letting it consume me, let me use creativity, let me use my verbal skills, my culinary skills, whatever skills I have, to spread the message and meet more vegans. So that's what we've been
thank you for what you're doing.
You are so inspiring because there are so many climate activists, there are so many people who care about forests, who care about wild animals. And like you said before, you realized when you went to Rajasthan that dairy is actually killing wild animals indirectly. So can you talk a little more about that, and what message would you have for an environmentalist who is not yet vegan?
It is the leading cause of climate change. It is the leading cause of every known environmental ill on the planet. Okay, animal agriculture. So we have cut half the trees on the planet. So the planet used to have 6 trillion trees, and now it has only 3 trillion trees. Because we have cut half the trees on the planet, mainly to create grazing land to feed cows and goats and sheep. Okay, so this is why the 37% of the land is now currently grazing land just for animals, our animals, not for other animals, so we protect it for our animals. And 20% of the land is desert. And the desertification also happened by converting forests into grazing land. Because as the cows graze more and more, then it just stops growing. So it becomes a desert. Especially after the goats finish eating, they eat even the roots. So there is nothing left and nothing comes back. So the whole thing dies. So the deserts were also created by animal agriculture. So if you ask me, most of those trees were cut for animal agriculture. Okay. And so you can calculate. So every tree stores 1 ton of CO2, okay, at maturity. So 3 trillion trees will store 3 trillion tons of CO2 if we just bring them back today. This is not complicated. Okay. Yeah. Now, 3 trillion tons of CO2, if we can suck that out of the atmosphere, there'll be no climate change. We will cool the planet. Okay. So we have the potential to literally reverse climate change by bringing back the forests that we have cut. So it's very simple.
37% of land is used for grazing and stuff. So if we stopped that, at least that much land would be freed up for reforestation projects.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Because right now, 13% of the land is used for growing crops. And half the cropland output is going to feed our animals. Okay. And then another 25% is going for biofuels. So only 25% of the cropland output is going to feed human beings directly. And that constitutes 85% of the food we eat. So 85% of the food we eat is already plant-based, and it's coming from just 6% of the land area of the planet. Okay. So then for 12% of the food, which is animal foods, we are using 43% of the land area of the planet.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And then for 3%, the additional 3% of the food that we eat, we are destroying the entire ocean. Just for 3% of the food we eat. So you ask, if we all go vegan, can we not heal the planet? Of course we can.
Definitely.
Because you release, let the ocean be, and the ocean will heal. If we just stop messing around with the ocean, it will heal.
Leave
and then,
it
of course,
alone.
we have to leave it alone primarily, and then maybe clean up the plastic, do some cleanup work, but mostly leave it alone. The ocean will be fine. And the grazing land, most of the grazing land will come back as forests, especially the grazing land that's near a forest will come back as a forest very quickly.
Yes.
Because right now what we are doing is every year we are chopping down any tree that any plant that the cows did not eat, and then we are burning it.
Oh.
So that's called pasture maintenance fires.
Oh my God.
Because if the cow did not eat that, or our grazing animals did not eat that, it's waste, right, in our mind. Because we only want plants to grow that our animals eat. So we chop anything that the animals did not eat and we burn it. So this is how we maintain pastures. Because if we didn't do that, the forest will come back. When the forest comes back, then the animals will find it harder and harder to get their food, right? Because the other animals will be coming too. So this is how we maintain pastures, by burning. So we have to work really, really hard to prevent the forest from coming back today. And I said, if we just leave it alone, the forest will come back.
Yes.
In most of the grazing land. So you don't even have to go plant trees. We just let nature do it. But there are some places where we have to dig, and we have to create water retention structures, and then we have to plant trees, and we have to bring back the forest that we cut. Okay? So fundamentally, there is a complete reorganization of human society that needs to happen.
Yes.
Because right now we are all organized around liquidating the nature in order to feed money to a few people. They are the ones who are controlling what we do, right?
Yes.
Because money comes from the top down,
Yes.
in the system, and it comes from the top down in the form of loans. And that's how they make us do things that we don't want to do. This is why there is no money for cleaning up the ocean. There is no money for cleaning up the plastic, or there's no money for creating regenerative, forests.
Well, actually, we are giving animal agriculture heavy subsidies,
Right.
through tax money that is, paid out of hard-earned money. And I feel that this whole concept of money is so toxic, because we have created this imaginary entity,
Mhm.
and we have given this more importance than the things that actually keep us alive, which is clean water, clean air, clean food. And we are destroying all of that in pursuit of money, which isn't even coming to us. It's going to somebody else entirely,
Right.
with very tiny 1%. And we're just puppets, and we've been told, oh, chase this money, go do this, go do that. And we're just doing it blindly without realizing that what we can do. And then people say that what an individual, like I've heard from many people, okay, मैं vegan बन जाऊंगा, I'll become vegan, but what difference will it make in the world? Will it really matter at all? So I'd like
Right.
you to just talk to those people for me and tell them what difference one individual going vegan can make on the planet, and how many lives we can actually save, human and non-human.
Every individual action matters. Every individual matters. Okay. You matter. In fact, every individual has the entire universe in that person. Because the universe is perceived by an individual. So the way you perceive the universe is different from the way I perceive it.
Yes.
And I don't even know whether you see green the way I see green, whether you see blue the way I see blue, right? So
that's
it's
really
completely
fascinating. I discovered this a few years back, and I watched a lot of videos about it, because I found that amazing. I was like, oh my God, what I think is green might be blue for you, or might be pink for someone else. And how interesting it would be to see through somebody else's eyes, quite literally.
right.
And
Right.
yeah, that's
I mean,
amazing.
seeing it through another animal's eyes.
Yes.
It's a complete. So every living being has their own universe, right? So this is why what you do matters, because it's your universe,
Yes.
and then you create a ripple through your actions in the universe, and that ripple spreads out, and it spreads out for forever. It's not just one small thing. Your video that you're creating now could be viewed by someone a year from now, and they may then decide to go vegan because of that, right? You never
That's
know.
amazing.
So every action of every individual matters. And so never assume that what you're doing is insignificant.
Yes.
Because I start with the assumption that everything happened for the best. Everything is happening for the best. And so we are in the process of transforming ourselves, our civilization, our societies, from a system of normalized violence to a system of normal nonviolence. Because you don't have to normalize nonviolence. We are fundamentally nonviolent to begin with. Okay, any child is born nonviolent. So we have to teach violence to that child. And so I realized that we are born with that compassion in our hearts. And so really the vegan movement is about coming home to who we are.
Yes.
Okay? And so it's important that every one of us come home to who we are. And it's a self journey at that point, right? Each one of us is now coming home to who we are. And the best we can do is to help each other as we come home to who we are.
Yes.
And then when someone stumbles and falls, help them get up and continue on the journey.
Yes.
So as soon as you fall, doesn't mean you have to go back all the way and start over again.
Yes. This is another thing that I found in the vegan community, that I truly feel that whenever I find a fellow vegan, I have this feeling of brotherhood, of sisterhood, of oneness with them, because I'm like, oh, you're awake too. I was asleep and you were asleep too, and now you're awake too. So I just feel like when I see vegans fighting each other, because a lot of them are, because they feel so strongly about the animals, that sometimes they tell other people that you're not doing it right or you're not doing enough, and the whole message becomes that vegans are crazy and vegans are fighting. So yeah, I'd like a message from you to the vegan community to be maybe more cohesive, to send out the message of compassion, and not maybe tear each other down for little mistakes that happen while we're on this journey. And do you agree with me on that? That maybe we should have always support each other. Like if somebody else is also vegan, like just give them a little
Yeah,
cheer.
I say to people, look, speak from your heart, speak from compassion, and there will be chaos. It's okay.
Yes.
There is a bit of chaos. Certain people listen to certain types of messages and certain people listen to other types of messages.
Yes.
So we do need different voices,
Yes.
okay, in the movement. So I'm not proposing that everyone become very cohesive, because then that'll become like a cult. I don't want a cult.
No. Yes.
Veganism to me is this chaotic, messy movement that is trying to promote compassion for all life, which is fundamental to all of us, which is fundamental to sustainability. Because sustainability is about getting into alignment with the truth. Only the truth is sustainable, lies are not. Kindness is sustainable, cruelty is not. So anything that you consider to be moral is sustainable, and anything that you consider to be immoral is unsustainable. Okay, so sustainability is really about morality and ethics. And so sometimes people get passionate about their viewpoints, and then I figure that they will learn on their own, because they will discover that that's not effective.
True.
And it is much more effective just speaking your truth.
Yes, true. Yeah, we all go through that anger phase and stuff. I think we have a question. Yes.
One is, so this is the second question. First is, Aaron wants to know what is Dr. Rao's views on the new documentary Seaspiracy?
Oh yes.
And the second question which you have in the hand.
Okay. So yeah, first, what do you think about Seaspiracy?
Seaspiracy was an eye-opener for me also. I thought I knew a lot about what is going on, and I was shocked at some of the statistics that they had come up with. I didn't know that we are bottom trawling 3.9 billion acres of the seafloor every year. 3.9 billion acres. To put that in perspective, on land, we cut about 30 million acres of forests every year. So this is 100 times as much, or more than 100 times as much, that we bottom trawl in the ocean just to catch the last remaining fish, because there are no fish left. So they're using GPS technology and big data software to analyze where the fish are. This is why fishermen are not able to go out and catch fish, the ordinary fishermen. It's only the corporate industrial trawlers who are catching the last remaining fish. Okay? So if you look at the catch of fish in the ocean, you will see that it has flatlined and it's actually going down now. So it had reached a peak like in 2008 or 2009, and it's now going down because there's not enough fish left in the ocean. And so I didn't realize that we were bottom trawling so much. Okay, so for me, it was an eye-opening documentary. And I think for a lot of people, it has been eye-opening. This is why it is in the top 10 among all movies, not just documentaries. Among all movies, it's in the top 10 in almost every country.
That's amazing. That gives me, hope. Yeah, 3.9 billion acres here. That's just crazy. Also, Aaron wants to know what are the best individual actions we can take to help the animals and save the earth. Maybe apart from being vegan as well, what else can we do? What are the best individual actions we can take?
Well, number one, is to go vegan. There's no question, right? So, but once you're vegan, you say, okay, what do I do next?
Yes. Right?
And I say the most important thing you can do is to speak the truth. Speak your truth to anyone who would listen. Any opportunity I get, I speak the truth. And anyone who invites me for dinner or something, I go. Even though I know they're not vegan, And then I say, I only insist on eating vegan food. And then the conversation comes around to it. And then I tell them why I do what I do. So I really think that speaking our truth and communicating as much as possible is essential for the vegan movement to grow. So think of veganism as just like an infection. So imagine that you're analyzing veganism just like you're analyzing COVID-19.
Yes.
For COVID-19, you want to prevent people from getting infected. Veganism, you want to get people to get infected. It's the opposite, right? So, which means there you want to do social distancing. Here you want to do social embracing.
Yes.
Okay, we need to go and catch non-vegans and talk to them. And so that, to me, it's fundamentally it's about communications and also become a conscious consumer of everything, not just food, but everything. Because we know that every act of consumption hurts an animal somewhere. So if you buy some, clothing or whatever, somebody had to grow, tree, somebody had to cut something to grow this tree that we want. And so some animal had to give up their habitat, right? So in that sense, every act of consumption impacts animals. So this is why I say minimalism, is what you should be aiming towards. And finally, it is getting together with each other and supporting each other.
Yeah.
So create a vegan movement in your local area and support each other, because we need to work together as a group, to and learn from each other.
Yes, always.
Always, yeah.
Yeah, so we have another question. So Aaron has this wonderful term for non-vegans. He calls them pre-vegans, and I agree with him, because I also believe that we will have to, kicking or screaming or coming peacefully, we will have to be vegan. And I think all the vegan startups in the world are kind of proof of that as well, that this economic system, this exploitative system is also moving towards this, because they do realize that our time is really short. So so Aaron is asking what is the best part of this complicated, because the truth is complicated, right? So what's the best part of this complicated truth to share with pre-vegans,
right,
to help them turn vegan? Yeah.
I use statistics and I use science to tell people that change is going to happen very quickly. So I point out that between 1970 and 2010, 52% of all wild animals disappeared, okay, in terms of total weight. And between 1970 and 2012, it became 58%. And by 2016, it became 68%. So at that rate, by 2026, we are on track to wipe out almost 100% of all the wild animals on the planet.
That is insane.
Okay, so this is simple statistics. You can go verify these numbers. It was all statistics compiled by the World Wildlife Fund. And they have been doing a statistical survey of over 3,500 species. And so this is their analysis. And it's the total. So meaning there are certain categories that are going down faster than the average. Okay. And now, 1970 was not exactly a pristine year for wild animals. Between 10,000 years ago and 1970, we had wiped out 60% of them already. So which means on top of that 60%, we wiped out another 80% today. By my calculations, by now, we have wiped out another 80%, which means only 8% of the original wild animals are left on this planet. Okay. And that is going to go down to zero very, very quickly within the next 5 years. So I say, imagine that you're driving a car really, really fast at 90 miles an hour, and it is a convertible, and you're having fun because the wind is blowing in your hair, and you're having fun. And you round a bend in the road, and you see a concrete wall in front of you. 5 seconds to impact. Would you at that point say, "Oh, I love to drive my car fast, so I'll never take my foot off the accelerator"?
That's a great analogy.
Right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you instantly put your foot on the brake as soon as you see the concrete wall. So I've just showed you that there is a concrete wall coming in 5 years. What are you going to do about it? That's the way I put it to people, And I say that the act of taking your foot off the accelerator and putting it on the brake, that is veganism.
Yes.
That's letting go of the killing of the wild animals and giving them the space to thrive. That's veganism. Okay.
That's
And if
amazing.
you're not willing to do that, then basically you're putting your foot on the accelerator, knowing that the wall is going to come and hit you. And when you do that, and when you're in that situation, would you then say, I wish I had a Tesla instead of a Ferrari, so I can crash into the wall with a Tesla? So this switching from fossil fuel cars to electric cars is garbage. Don't do that for addressing the environmental crisis. Okay? You should be going vegan first, period. Nothing else comes close to the impact that going vegan has.
True. I have often been blamed by my friends for telling them about veganism too often.
Mhm.
They keep saying that you think all the world's problems will be solved if we turn vegan. And I was like, yes, because I did my research and honestly, it's true. So would you agree with me that a lot of the world's problems would actually be solved if we just turn vegan?
What happens is we have a system that's based on a couple of false axioms. Okay. The first is the false axiom of consumerism, which is that the pursuit of happiness is best accomplished by stoking and satisfying a never-ending series of latent desires in human beings. Okay. This is why we advertise to people, we see all these billboards because they're trying to make you happy. They think, if you buy this Coca-Cola or if you buy this cheese and eat it, you'll be happy. And this is actually Ravana. Okay, this is the Ramayana story already addressed this and proved that it's not true. Because Ravana had 10 heads. And every time he chopped off a head, a new one was born. What does that mean? That means that anytime you satisfy a desire, another desire will be born. True. So it is never ending to keep satisfying desires. So happiness does not come from outside, it comes from within you. So this false axiom is driving the economic system. Okay, that's the first one. The second false axiom is the false axiom of supremacism, which is that life is a competitive game in which those who have gained an advantage, either through education or through birth or whatever, those who gain an advantage can possess, enslave, and exploit animals, nature, and the disadvantaged for their pursuit of happiness. So this is the false axiom of supremacism. And so when you go vegan, you're fundamentally rejecting this axiom of supremacism. Okay, this is why the current system does not favor veganism. They will never subsidize vegan products, anything like that. Why? Because you are going against the axioms of civilization, of Western civilization. Now, these are not the axioms of Indian civilization. Indian civilization had the correct axioms to begin with. So, which is really, literally now the West has to adopt Indian civilization axioms. Okay? That's how we are going to come out of this. So this is why I say it is about integrating the West and the East together.
Yes.
That's what's
called. A wonderful job of that, honestly. So, Aaron has another question. How do you stay optimistic and positive, knowing that the circumstances are so dire, knowing that that concrete wall is right in front of us, we're 5 seconds away, and so many people are refusing to take their foot off the pedal and hit the brakes? How do you stay happy? How do you stay positive?
Well, I have seen exponential transformations happen. Okay, so back in 1996, when I was working on the internet was a flaky thing. I mean, you would see hourglass when you click on something, and you cannot. There was nothing that you could find easily on the internet. It was a mess, right?
Yeah.
And the communications infrastructure was all analog. So I did my study and I did my analysis, and I went to the next meeting and I said, we have to make it digital. If we make it digital, we can actually make it run 10 times faster, and it'll be very robust. And they all said, you're crazy. You're dreaming, we'll believe it when we see it, and things like that.
Yeah.
Then in 5 years, we had the standard done and we had it deployed. And internet had become so robust that people were rushing to it. And I overheard someone saying, I cannot live without the internet. And I told him, listen, you didn't even know it existed 5 years ago. What are you talking about? You cannot live without the internet. That's how fast things can change. Okay. And that's what drives me. That I knowing that things have changed in the past. In fact, every history book is a chronicle of nonlinear transformations that happened in human history.
Yes.
Because if it's not happening if it's not a nonlinear transformation, then there's nothing to write about.
True, very true. That's an amazing way to put it.
Right. So I see this as the greatest transformation in human history, okay? Because we are transforming from a system of normalized violence to a system of normal non-violence. So it is the greatest transformation in human history. And I tell people, why wouldn't you want to be part of it? Right? I mean, obviously, everybody will want to be part of something that they can look back on and say, we did it.
Yes.
We together did it. Okay, we created.
We were one of the first few. Even that is, I think, that we were one of the first few to wake up. Since the vegan community is so small, I think we can hearten each other by saying that, yes, we were one of the first few who did that. And by your experience, if someone calls us crazy, we should be happy that we're probably doing something different and something good that can have a lasting impact.
Right. Absolutely.
So who have been the most inspiring activists and leaders for you? Like who are your inspirations? You are an inspiration to so many people. Who are your inspirations?
Thank you for saying that. But my greatest inspiration is my granddaughter.
Sorry, who?
My granddaughter.
Oh, your granddaughter. How lovely.
I realized that human supremacism is built into me. I was steeped in it. Okay. And so when she was born in 2010, I went to see her when she was a month old, and I held her in my arms for the first time. Mm-hmm. And she's half Indian, 1/4 African, and 1/4 Native American.
That's amazing.
So she had
cultures.
Yeah, 3. So she had, I saw all continents in her.
Yeah.
When I held her in my arms, I saw all of humanity in her. Okay. And she looked up at me and she smiled. And it was such a radiant smile for a 1-month-old that I immediately had this tingling feeling up and down my spine telling me that this is the most perfect thing that you've ever seen in your life. And so I resolved at that point that I was going to do whatever she wanted, that I'm going to treat her as if she's my goddess. Okay, that's the way I was going to treat her.
Yes.
And so, I made some promises to her. I promised her that I'll never ever lie to her, and that I would do whatever she wanted. And she began to see that, as she grew up, she began to see that Grandpa would do whatever I want, and that Grandpa would never lie to me. So she resolved all of her doubts, very quickly. She would come and ask me about the Easter Bunny, about Santa Claus, and, all those doubts got erased right away, right? Because I would tell her the truth. In return, what she did for me is that she pointed out the human supremacism that was in me. Okay, so I was reading the Ramayana to her, and I was going through just the first chapter of the Ramayana. So I was talking about King Dashratha going into the forest and shooting a deer. And she said, who told him it's okay to shoot a deer? That poor deer was just drinking water in the river, What's wrong with him? And she said, don't ever read stories like this to me anymore. So that was the end of it. So I realized that Ramayana was full of human supremacism that I didn't know about, that I had bought into. Okay, all of our epics are full of human supremacism. So I realized even our epics have to be rewritten for the vegan world. And so those are just examples of the human supremacism that she unraveled within me. Okay, that's one. And of course, I have other people who have inspired me a lot, like Rabindranath Tagore and the poems he wrote.
Wow.
And Mahatma Gandhi, how diligent he was at achieving his objectives, how he did it, how he got 180 million Indians to change their clothes from British clothes to Khadi clothes, right? In 12 years, and he did it by just walking around talking to people, going from village to village. See, if he can do that by just walking around talking to people, why can't we do this when we have the internet to help us? I think we can get the whole world to go vegan.
Yes, I believe that too. I truly believe in my heart that that will happen. In fact, when I turned vegan, the first people I spoke to about it was my family. I was like, all of you have to just do this because this is the right thing to do. And my mom and dad were on board. They're like, okay, we'll do whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother was like, we don't treat cows. Like, I am almost about to die. How much difference will it make if I have my ghee in my puja?
Right.
So I was like, no, Daddy, you can't do that. And then my brother was like, Didi, I will go vegan when the whole world goes vegan because I know it's going to happen. So, but I want to keep enjoying my meat and stuff. And my family is vegetarian, but he is more influenced by his friends and stuff. So he was into eating non-vegetarian food as well. So he was like, I will give it up when the whole world goes vegan. I'll go kicking and screaming. I'm like, oh my God. So I try to keep feeding him whenever he comes home. I make a lot of vegan cheese, a lot of meat replacements and stuff, and feed him. I'm like, see, this is a good alternative. Have this, have this. And he's very critical, so it helps me to improve my recipes and stuff. So I have a lot of fun with that. So yeah. So what do you have to say to those Indian, like you said that India had its values right in the beginning, and that Western values will have to sort of evolve back into Indian values and maybe worship nature more. We felt that it was sacred because it's what gives us life. And so what would you have to say to those Indians? Because again, they're also being duped by the dairy industry, by the people who are benefiting from animal exploitation into believing, but so they use scriptures, they use Krishna used to eat makhan and so all of this. What do you have to say to those Hindus to tell them that to be vegan is to be truly following the Hindu lifestyle correctly? What would you have to say to them?
Yeah, I say that the axioms that we have to go to, the axiom of inner peace, which is that the pursuit of happiness is best accomplished by looking for it within ourselves. Now, this is straight from Vedanta. Okay, this is the self-mastery rule, and the second is, I call it the axiom of Homo Ahimsa, which is that all life is one family, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, in which we each bring our unique skills to give all we can, receive all we need, and become all we are. And these are the axioms of a sustainable, thriving civilization. Not the might is right and the greed is good rules that we currently are stuck in. Okay, so which means that everyone will eventually embrace Indian values, Hindu values. Okay, everyone will have to embrace it because that's the only set of values that are sustainable. Okay, and so ultimately sustainability is going to win because sustainability is the infinite game. Whereas competition and what we are doing now is a finite game. I mean, we can just declare, Jeff Bezos is the winner and send him to Mars, give him first prize, go to Mars. And then we say we'll start another game ourselves, okay, a different game. in which we are taking care of each other in the game.
Yes.
So I tell Indians that we have to be proud of the fact that we have held on to those values for so long.
Yes.
Through our rituals and through our stories and through our festivals, we have held on to those, and in the form of symbolism.
Yes.
You see, Krishna is a symbol. All Krishna's stories are symbolic.
Yes.
Krishna loved butter. Yes, I agree. He loved butter. But he also lifted a mountain with his little finger.
Exactly.
Okay. I don't see people walking around trying to lift mountains with their little fingers to imitate Krishna, but they want to eat the butter because he ate butter.
Yes.
Now, he also danced on the hood of a 7-headed snake. So I don't see people trying to do that. So you ask, what do those stories mean? Well, he lifted a mountain with his little finger and he sheltered the people of Gokul, which means that if you have faith in Krishna, he will shelter you from the trials and tribulations of life, from the thunderstorm of life.
Yes.
Okay. Secondly, he danced on the hood of a 7-headed snake, which means that he overcame the 7 chakras.
Yes.
See, so he was enlightened. He overcame fear, guilt, shame, grief, lies, delusions, and attachments. So what does it mean that he loved butter? Well, milk represents the fluid mind that has doubts about God, to which you add curd, which is the thought of God, and you let it curdle in your mind. And then you churn that through meditation. You will get a solid mind that has no more doubts about God. And that is butter.
That's amazing.
This is why Krishna loves butter, because he loves the mind of a devotee. Then
So
you
we
take
have a
that
very
butter.
urgent question from, I'm sorry to cut you short, but I also really wanted to know about this. Aman Gupta from Chennai has asked an amazing question, which is very important. And I had meant to ask you this as well. I feel like we could go on talking for hours because it's so much fun to talk to you and it's so enlightening and wonderful. So basically he's asking that as a common man, what steps can I take to avoid the problem of the water tables being depleted, and
Right.
what are the correct methods of reforestation to maybe counter that rather than moving from city to city as we are being forced to do right now. So what type of reforestation activities would help the water tables in the long run to restore them, to make sure that they are regularly maintained, and yeah,
Right.
that's it.
So if you go to sadhanaforest.org and see what they're doing, Sadhana Forest is it's a project that was started in Auroville.
Yes.
And it's now spread to Kenya and Haiti.
Yes.
And so the way they do it, I mean, it's simple stuff, basically creating water retention structures. So that will bring the water table up, and it's brought the water table up in that region. They did it on over just, I think, 70 acres of land.
Yeah.
And the water table went up by like 6 meters
That's
in
amazing.
the neighboring villages.
That's amazing.
Right.
And they
So
have lots of videos online too. I've followed the work because it is my dream to plant a forest or to maintain a forest because, like you said, many places will reforest themselves. It's called rewilding, I believe. My
Right.
granddad was a forest officer actually, and my love for nature sort of stems from that. And I really admired the forests. My father's childhood was spent in these amazing forests that no longer exist. So for me, it is my dream to help restore the forests, and the work you're doing with Climate Healers is so amazing to me because of that, and you're an inspiration to me because of that. So yeah, basically reforestation can again solve a lot of our problems, I think, for water table wise also, and for rainfall as well, right? Am I right?
Right, absolutely. Basically, what happens with forests, is that the trees are very good at recirculating water. So they take water from underground and then they transpire it through their leaves. And along with the water vapor that goes through the leaves, they also transpire microorganisms. Like those microorganisms become the nucleus for raindrop formation. So they form raindrops, and as the raindrops form above the trees, it creates a low pressure zone and it sucks the water vapor from above the ocean over the trees. And it creates more rainfall over the trees. So fundamentally, a forest creates its own rainfall. So a forest is a mechanism for converting salt water into fresh water.
Yes.
Whereas if you chop down a forest, you're converting fresh water into salt water. This is why the water table keeps going down.
Yes.
Right? So, no, I hear you. The afforestation has to happen in every village of India.
Yes.
In every common land, in every village of India. And it turns out in every village of India, it is the demand for dairy and meat that's destroying the forests.
Yes.
Because I've gone to these forests in Rajasthan, right? In forest areas of Rajasthan. And you see people raising goats and you raise cows. And you can see that they're destroying the forest. They know that too. I asked them, why are you doing it then? They said, that's the only thing that people in the city need from us. And that's the only way we can get money. Because they get hooked onto things. Like they want a phone. And they say, okay, if you want a phone, you have to pay. And how do you pay? You have to pay with money. How do you get money? Well, you have to do what the rich people want. So what the rich people want is just goat meat and milk and cheese.
Yes.
So that's why that becomes the source of revenue for the village.
So yes, so Aman is saying that it needs to be bigger pockets of 1,000 acres, 1,000 hectares. But honestly, I also am really, really into doing reforestation. It is my dream. So when I tried to find out how does one, get land to do stuff like this, the final conclusion was that if the government gives you land, unless you're like a billionaire and you can buy your own land and say, okay, I'm going to reforest this patch. If the government gives you land and apparently there are new rules and stuff, so if the government gives you land for reforestation and the government changes, if it's a different party in charge now, they apparently have the right to negate your lease. So all the efforts that you put into reforestation and protecting a land which is not your own, or if it's not belonging to somebody who has the same kind of thoughts, it'll
Right.
be sort of going down the drain, your efforts. So honestly, it's not because they are not trying. I feel like everybody who's trying to plant any forest is doing their little bit to help, because this is a practical problem that I faced. Where do I get land? I was not born a billionaire. I was not born with any land of my own where I could plant.
Mm-hmm.
I only have my home where we do have a lot of trees, but where do I get it? I went from every office, खूब चप्पल चटकाई, खूब कोशिश की, but it's just nobody wants to do it. Nobody wants to help you do this, and you're just going to have to be patient, appreciate those that are doing what they can, I feel, and have talks like this, talk to people like this, spread awareness, and just do your best, I feel, right?
Yeah, fundamentally, you hit the nail on the head when you said, who owns the land, right? So the government owns the land, and the government is giving it to some people, and then they take it back, right? Now, so the whole idea of owning land itself has to go away.
Exactly, it's so ridiculous. How can you own your mother? It's like, how did we become so egoistic that we decided that we can own land? It's a community resource. It's a natural resource which should belong to every earthling which is born into this planet. So
Right.
I absolutely, everything you say really resonates with me, because these are feelings I have felt since before I was vegan also, and after going vegan, and these thoughts come to me in more profound ways and at a higher intensity more quickly, that just these and little bits of enlightenment that I think happens as you evolve through this journey of life. Yeah, the whole idea of owning land to me is also ridiculous, and that humans have given themselves the right to say that, okay, you cannot come here, and we've made these borders and countries, and it's so offensive to me that somebody should try to stop me from going anywhere on the planet, because we were born free, but we have caged ourselves. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. So it fundamentally begins with the assumption that the earth was inherited from your ancestors.
Yes.
Okay? So that instead of that, we need to say we have borrowed it from our children.
Yes.
So we are actually custodians of the earth for our children. So that's no longer an ownership. It's now a stewardship.
Yes.
So it's a stewardship requirement, right? So it flips the whole mindset. So this is what Chief Seattle said. The earth was not inherited from your ancestors. The earth was borrowed from your children.
Yes.
And so that's how Native Americans always thought of the earth.
Yes. I also read that and I loved that thought. I was like, it's so community based. I feel like all our activities now are very single-minded, very narrow, and always only pursuing financial gain. And we are not looking towards community development. We're not looking towards actually helping the people and the animals who share this planet with us. We're
Mhm.
only thinking of, again, it's of it like a competition, like you said, that I have to win. And for you to win, someone else has to lose.
Right.
And that whole thing is so sad to me, because I feel like if we only work together to build something beautiful for the community without expecting anything else in return, the rewards will be truly astounding. I think we can change the world. As you said, every village should have a forest. And I was thinking, so when I faced this problem of not finding land to plant the trees, and I thought, what can we do? So I had this idea that I want to work on. It's very ambitious, it's very huge, but I want to help villages, different villages, plant food forests for themselves, which at least can add some food stability and water stability to that area. And I believe that if we do it in an organized way, it can be done on almost any patch of land. We have the technology, we have natural techniques to do that.
Right.
And I think it will really benefit the community if we support initiatives like this. But yeah, we have to take the help of government officials and force them into thinking that this is something important, and that we should make community forests for people to support them.
Right. Unfortunately, the architecture of money does not allow you to do that.
Yes.
The way money is created and the game of money that we are playing fundamentally is a game of scarcity.
Yes.
Okay, it's a game of scarcity. So it depends on making people hungry so that they are forced to do things they don't want to do.
Yes.
Okay, that's how the system works, because the money is trickled from the top down. So banks are the only ones who can create money in the system. And he said, who died and made those guys the boss of the money, right? So somehow they usurped that, and they are passing that on to their children. So fundamentally, it's a colonial system. Okay,
Yes.
money, the architecture of money perpetuates the colonial system. So even though India got independence, India is still colonized.
Very true.
Because the money is really controlled by the World Bank and the IMF. So it's through those mechanisms that the colonialism continued. They just pretended to give India independence.
Yes.
And so we were just made to learn that in the history books and so on. All along, it's the same Western system that we are still in. Okay, we are still stuck in. So I'm saying,
enslaved.
yeah, we're still enslaved. We're still colonized and enslaved throughout the world. I mean, even the people in England are enslaved. Okay, so
Yes.
I don't blame anyone. It's just there are very few people who are really at the very top who are running the money system, and they're the ones who are really controlling it. But they're also enslaved, because if they let go, the whole thing will collapse. Because it's like a Ponzi scheme, right? So once you start a Ponzi scheme, you don't know how to get away from it.
Yes.
You're stuck there. So we really have to build another currency system, which is bottom up.
Yes.
And that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm teaching a course on that.
That's so amazing.
How do you create a currency system from the bottom up, in which everyone fundamentally feels that they are treated fairly.
Yes.
And they should be treated fairly.
Yeah, I was reading about this somewhere. It suddenly struck me a few years back that why do we not have a universal currency? I mean, there is no reason for different countries to have different currencies, except that it makes a few people really rich. And it's
Right.
so unfair that just because I'm born in a different country, I can't have I can't have the same currency as someone else. So the currency you're working on, is it related to cryptocurrency in any way?
Yeah, it's a distributed currency system, which has a fundamental. It's like a flow mechanism. So the currency flows into everyone's account automatically. Okay, and it's all open source, so you can go look up the source code and see what is really happening there. And that's how we, using that currency system, we measure our ecological footprint.
Wow.
So this way you guarantee that if you play this currency game,
Yeah,
you will stay within the bounds of the planet. Okay.
it's amazing.
So then everyone has to agree, that we have to stay within the bounds of the planet, and therefore we have to honor this currency system.
Yes.
But you can, so it's really an engineering project, right? If you think about how do you stay within the bounds of the planet, that's an engineering project. And I'm saying, so as an engineer, how would I have done it? I would have said, okay, here are the axioms, all men are created equal, all beings are created equal, and everyone has a right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I say I agree with that.
Yes.
So which means that everyone has to be treated equally.
Yes.
To begin with, throughout the world.
Yes.
Okay? Everyone has to be treated equally. It can't be that I'm in the US, I need more of a footprint than the people who are sitting in India, right? Everyone should have the same allowance. And that the flow has to happen from the bottom up. So when the flow happens from the bottom up, then people who are controlling resources at a higher level know where it came from. And they're answerable to where it came from.
Yes.
Right? So it kind of inverts the entire system.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like I haven't had enough of talking to you, honestly. Maybe we can keep in touch and discuss these things, because they are very close to our hearts at Team Vegan Fest India. And we really, really appreciate you coming here. Honestly, I couldn't believe my eyes when you messaged me back, because I know you're really busy, and I knew that on Earth Day, many people would be clamoring for your time. So thank you so much for coming here and talking to us and teaching us so much. We look forward to having many more sessions and sharing with you. And yeah, I hope you also enjoyed your time with us.
I did. Thank you very much. Yes, I had a great time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
So we are celebrating Earth Day, and we have had this amazing session with Dr. Shailesh Rao. It's so enlightening, and he speaks so well that actually it's poetic. I think everything that Sir has said has been so poetic and beautifully put that it makes it very easy for everyone to understand. So after this wonderful enlightening session, I think we have a vegan artist with us. Has she joined us? So we have Twinkle with us. Is she here? Twinkle is here. Can we have her on video? Twinkle, can you switch on your video, please? And your audio, yes. So Twinkle is an amazing artist that I found online. Someone recommended me to her because I was looking for vegan artists to celebrate Earth Day with us. I believe that the vegan movement, and any movement actually which has social justice at its heart, can benefit greatly from the artistic community, because it's just the power that art and creative pursuits have over our minds to explain to us better, to teach us better, to show us better. So I feel like art is a wonderful medium in all its forms, whether it's music, whether it's painting, whether it's poetry, whether it's comedy. We have a lovely bunch of vegans joining us today, and I'm so grateful to be celebrating Earth Day with them. And Twinkle is one of these beautiful vegan people who is fighting for the animals with yes, music, of course. So music really speaks to the heart, honestly, and it has no language barrier. And Aaron is a wonderful vegan musician that I have had the pleasure of collaborating with, and we make beautiful things. We're writing a vegan musical together with Mary John, who will also be joining us tonight. So yeah, keep tuning in, stay tuned, look in on our sessions. We're having a lot of fun celebrating Earth Day with these wonderful people. Is Twinkle able to join us with video and audio? No? Can you call her? Really looking forward to the session with Twinkle. She's going to be showing us some of her paintings. She's going to be talking about her vegan journey and how she came to this wonderful lifestyle that can benefit us all. Specifically on Earth Day, even though it's a Thursday and maybe it's a working day for most people, but we realize the importance of celebrating Earth. And in fact, I think we should be celebrating Earth Day all day. And I'm sure people who understand the importance of the planet will agree with us. We're trying to connect with Twinkle, and I'm sure she'll join us really soon. She has some internet issues. That's standard in live calls, I feel. So yeah, till then we can talk about these wonderful vegan artists. And okay, we can. Would you like to sing a song, Aaron? We'd love to. I know we have a session with you later, but we'd love to have you sing also, like if you're up for it. I can read you one of my. Oh, you can maybe sing us the Cost of Cruelty. So I know. I wish we could do it too. There's too much lag on these internet calls, so we can only do it virtually. So I wrote this poem. It was untitled. It was just called "Go Vegan" or something like that. And I shared it with Aaron, and he gave it a beautiful name, "The Cost of Cruelty." And it talks about how the little mundane things that we use in everyday life cost so much. They cause so much damage. They cost us the world. Okay. I think we have Twinkle with us now. Oh, that's Aaron. Oh, wonderful. So yeah, and Aaron was kind enough to compose a beautiful song out of Cost of Cruelty. So I think we're going to hear that now, and it's going to be beautiful.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. It's kind of dark in here. Hang on a second.
That's all
There we
good.
go. Hello, everybody. So yeah, I'll be playing this again in my set later on because it is part of my set actually. But since we're stalling for time here, I'm happy to jump in and give you a preview.
Yes.
So here it is. This is The Cost of Cruelty. To you, it's just a glass of milk, a ball of wool, a shank of silk, a nectar sweet and savory meat, all yours to buy and theirs to sell. But what it truly means is pain. A billion lives for financial gain, and tons of water is costs us rain, the droughts are dire. What will it take for you to wake and stop the slaughter and end the rape? It's much too late, but we must try to be aware of what we buy and build a life of peace and love. Then you will thrive and not just get by.
Thank you so much.
My
I can't get
pleasure.
over how good you sound.
So it sounds okay?
Oh, it sounds amazing.
Okay,
You
good.
sound wonderful.
Chris, I'll be messing with OBS later on as per Raj's instructions.
Yeah,
So hopefully I'll be able to figure that out.
that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So happy to have you. I don't know what time it is there. Is it evening sometime?
It is evening here, just outside of Seattle. It's about it's just after 9 o'clock where I'm at, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last time we had Aaron join us was our first live event, and because we're so fond of him, we sort of made him wake up really early. So this time we were like, no, we'll make sure that it's convenient, and that's why doing this 18-hour live, because we want people from all over the world to join us, all our vegan friends. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
thank you.
see Aaron again soon. I just want to know, is Twinkle able to join us? Has Twinkle been able to join us? No? Okay. Yeah, so we have a little more time with Aaron then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love that. More time with you is great. So I hope you enjoyed our talk with Dr. Sailesh Rao.
Oh, that was incredible. Yeah, I first heard of Dr. Rao. I put in the comments too. He was participating in something called the Ranchers Advocacy Program Summit, and a lot of amazing people were there. Jane Unchained was hosting it, and
Wow.
Rowdy Girl Sanctuary was there, which is do you know Rowdy Girl Sanctuary?
Yeah, it's such an
Yeah.
amazing story.
Yeah, and really amazing story
Yeah.
of a rancher, a cattle rancher who went vegan and saved all his animals, and now they have a sanctuary there.
Yeah.
They had Miyoko from Miyoko
Wow.
Chi. She was on there. Yeah, so it was just like all of these. I think Kip. What's Kip's last name? The producer of Cowspiracy and Seaspiracy. He was
Amazing,
on there,
amazing.
and it was
Yeah.
just like I tuned into this summit, and I was just like, oh my god, it's like all of my heroes in one place on one screen, and like that was amazing to me. And that's when I discovered Dr. Rao, and like just within like just a handful of words that he spoke, I was like, this guy, because like
He knows
everything he
what's up.
said,
Yeah.
he really does. Like everything that he said made so much sense. Like it was so clear and succinct, just like his talk tonight. It was it made so much sense to me, and so I fell in love with him right away. And I found out later on too, our mutual friend Diksha Janine Bancroft, with her incredible